Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of Nerd of All Trades, the podcast where a motley crew gather to discuss movie pitches, favorites, and as always, bring a high level of sophistication to the room. I'm your host, Tyler Birch, and here's the rest of the crew.
This is J. Fred, the engineer.
This is just Derek.
This is Tracy, the guest.
And this is Juan, the newbie.
But you're the reoccurring guest.
I'm no longer reoccurring.
I think now you're officially reoccurring, actually.
No, this is my third time.
Right.
Reoccurring just means over and over.
Yeah, you're a guest star, but you're not main star.
I'm guest V3.
All right, sounds like we're getting worse with the nicknames. All right, so today's episode is our horror episode, so it's going to be all about, we're doing zombie movies this time. Yeah, so if you know a little bit about zombies, you're going to have a good time with this one. So as always, we kick off with a pitch storm. So if you're not familiar, pitch storm is a quick game that we play where each player has 45 seconds to pitch a movie stitched together by two cards, and we like to throw in a little dose of random in there while also having the guy, the studio exec guy coming in and trying to make the movie better. So this time we're going to be using the creature feature and the NC-17 decks. So this time I'm going to be the exec, so that means that J-Fred is going to kick it off for us.
Oh, joy.
Ready whenever you are.
Can that be never?
No, because we got to finish at some point.
Yeah, there's other segments we got to get to, so.
Dang it. You're right. All right.
Go.
Okay, so you've got this mad scientist who's creating a creature from all the hottest corpses, but he accidentally awakens an ancient and powerful demon. So you look like you're about to stop me.
Pause. All right. Oh, yep, okay. These are awesome. All right, so this is good, but it needs more bestiality. Yeah, go ahead. Toss that in there.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so the way that he accidentally awakened an ancient and powerful demon is while he was creating this creature from these hot corpses, he had a little electrical thing where it reanimated the bodies, and while they were reanimating, he decided that he was going to watch this donkey video that he got from Mexico, and somehow there was a spirit attached to the video, and that brought this demon out of the pits of hell that just started fucking everything.
All right, you're done.
I can only think like when the guy's fucking the donkey, like they both just look at the screen and just like 7 days.
So
Can we talk
about how you love doing donkey shows in your pitches? Because this is 2 weeks in a row. So
Is it?
no, it was Derek. Derek, did you do the donkey show last week?
Sounds like Derek.
That was me, and I did a cow.
Oh, I feel like we've had donkey show before.
Yeah.
We've heard Donkey Show before. I don't think it was last week.
Oh,
It would have been.
Last week was the sex robot.
It would have been really funny if on the.
Oh no, we're talking about Pitch Storm again. But yeah.
On the what's it
It
called?
was probably me then. Yeah.
It would have been really funny if on like the cursed tape, since it's like from Mexico, it says boo, but it has an accent on it. It's like, huh? And then on the closed caption, it says boo, but in English, it's like, huh?
Love it.
all right, Derek, you ready to go?
Pass.
Not an option.
Let's
Not in
see.
this fucking podcast. This ain't your mama's podcast.
I honestly don't know where the fuck I'm going. Like that's bad.
All right.
So you remember the first one I drew? It might have been more fun than that one.
3, 2, 1, go.
So this is about Kim Jong-un, quote unquote, sexiest man alive, and he's lost in the catacombs beneath Paris with a killer mime. Now, this mime obviously has trouble expressing his attraction to the sexiest man alive, Kim Jong-un. I don't even remember which one that is, Un or Il, but
It was his dad.
Un's the current. All right, we're gonna pause
both
that.
dead, to be honest.
So
Yes, please stop me.
Bill Cosby wants to play the love interest. Can you make that work?
Bill Cosby wants to play the love
Oh
interest.
God.
Hey, which one's the love interest?
In the pudding.
Obviously, Bill Cosby.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
So, obviously, as Kim Jong-un is lost in the catacombs being chased by a killer mime, he ends up running into someone who will later steal his heart. Good old Bill Cosby. And I don't know where the fuck I'm going with this, man. Like, he's gonna
They lived happily ever after.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. I
It
don't
was-
fucking know.
It was all a dream inside Kim Jong Un's head.
I was really disappointed that you didn't incorporate pudding.
Yeah.
Again, never. Like I've heard it in stand up. I've never watched Bill Cosby or seen Bill Cosby or anything.
I
Okay.
thought you were gonna cast
Honestly-
Bill Cosby as Kim Jong Un.
I'm
That'd
gonna,
been amazing.
I thought about making him like a rapey killer mime, like and Bill Cosby could be that, but
But then Bill
That would've
Cosby
been pretty
couldn't
good, too.
talk. That would completely
Well,
negate his talent.
yeah.
That's fair.
Or it
No, he
push
could
it
try
into
to
new
mime
areas he's
pudding,
never
dude.
had to before.
I mean, I feel like what he could describe. He's been in,
Also, he could just be a really bad mime.
Yeah.
He still talks.
he just sees
Shit.
creepy Bill
yeah.
Cosby. He's over there in the corner. He's just like he's just miming pudding. Like
Oh god.
what? And then when it dawns on me, he's like, "Oh shit, I got to get out of here."
I'm gonna be honest with you. None of my note cards were like beneficial.
Yeah,
Like
no,
I just
there's
like I was like looking at them. I was like, none of these will really like have a good impact on this movie.
This was just
Like-
a really tough pairing. Like even
you-
stringing together some bullshit. This was hard, dude. Like,
Did you pull all NC-17?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Of course they're not gonna.
and I've
get any
seen the
better.
movie where they go in the catacombs under Paris, and I don't remember a killer mime.
Yeah, that was not in there.
Like
yeah.
that was just added to the card. Like
It's hard to say. It's a
What's
spooky
also
thing.
funny is all it says is Kim Jong Un. Derek called him the sexiest man alive.
That's true.
I don't know.
He did.
totally, that was all me.
Yeah, that's weird. All the audience out there, and they just have to respect my word for it.
And the
you know?
worst part is I can't say anything because this is someone we can't make an enemy out of. He's not an American corporation.
Unless you want to see us play out the movie The Interview in real life.
True. That would be cool.
That would be pretty cool.
Until I get eaten by the tiger. You
Just
know?
so you know, Derek, I don't think it's weird. You can say whatever you want here. This is a safe space.
I mean, he
okay?
has won
No
30
judgment.
North Korean Emmys.
I
So
appreciate that.
I mean, isn't there that channel where he's just riding a horse?
Probably. That sounds about
I don't
right.
know, dude. Like I'm not that cultured.
He also apparently never poops.
I don't watch things
I
on
heard
the
that.
internet.
It's a poop or pee.
Yeah.
Yeah, or cry.
What a fucking Chad, dude.
Holy cow! Does he sleep?
I don't know.
Upside
Dude,
down,
this
hanging
guy
from
is
the ceiling.
efficient.
Do you know how much time
There's
I'd
no
save-
waste.
Do you know how much time I'd save in my life if I didn't have to dump like Titanic shits?
All right, Tracy.
There's more than you'd ever want to know about Juan.
Oh my god.
Good thing.
Okay.
So we know Juan's digestive tract is working well.
Yeah.
It's gotten better.
Or
I'm
not
eating
working
healthy.
well, depending on
yeah,
how
I
you look
guess.
at it.
I'm eating
I don't know.
Got
healthier.
some serious BMs
Better out
over
than in,
there.
am I right?
That's fair.
All right, Tracy. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so imagine you have a professor delving into dangerous science when he gets stranded on a desert island full of horny co-eds. So the professor, he's out looking into this dangerous science, and it takes him to this island where all of a sudden he gets swarmed by all these women. Are you gonna stop me at any point here?
I'm going to pause you before you say it for the third time. All right, I like it, but can you cast my 2 creepy uncles as a lead? They really need this.
Okay,
Oh, things are about to get weird.
your 2 creepy uncles.
Not just one. Everybody gotta have two.
They always
Okay.
They always come in pairs, dude.
Okay, yeah, I got this. We're gonna Indiana
Alright.
Jones this bitch.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So the professor also, of course, brings along his assistant, who they're very creepy, and they come up upon this island of sexy co-eds, and from there things just get a little crazy.
What's the dangerous
Crazy
science?
how?
Is the dangerous science Viagra?
You
It
gave me
says-
2 people, and I had a professor.
It says a desert island, but doesn't that kind of defeat the purpose?
Hello?
Yeah, because it's not a.
Like it doesn't say deserted island. Like it's just
Yeah, I
a
don't
desert
know.
island.
Or is it a desert island? Did you read it
How
wrong?
many S's
I
does it
thought
have?
that too. I was like, oh, there are 2 S's.
Cloudy with a chance of
Fuck.
meatballs?
Fucking Candyland over here. Like,
Oh, that would have been much better.
Right.
It would have made it a whole lot
I'd
less
go to
sense.
I'd go to Candyland filled with hot
Honestly,
co-ed.
you
horny
should've just rolled
co-eds.
with
Like,
that,
let's
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
I feel like I had an okay movie. It probably has been shot before, but
I mean,
I mean, you did say
Not-
the
not
same
a-
thing, what, 2.5 times?
was that the sequel? Was the second part? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the second one, both your uncles get in. The first one's just one of the uncles.
Oh, okay. What about the third one?
Yeah, there's not a third one in that series, Tyler. Let's be real here.
You
It's
just
like
you just say
Sharknado.
3 uncles.
But there was 3
Sharknado had like
Sharknados.
5.
Yeah, I was like, but there were.
Well,
so.
there shouldn't have been.
All right, 1. You guys back on track. You ready?
I'll try my hardest
3,
here.
2, 1, go.
Right, so my story starts off, character is a teenage vampire slayer that is just looking for a normal life. But she's been too far away from society that she doesn't know how people actually react. So she's in like a rural area, so what she has to do is she abducts 2 unsuspecting farmers off their land, and she has to anally probe them to see how humans work. Because she's trying to like...
Pause. So, that sounds good. But how can we make this appeal to Trump supporters?
Fuck! Oh, actually, I got a good one. Here we go. All right, let's go, baby.
Oh, boy.
Hold on.
I'm-
We're almost
I'm
avoiding all
concerned.
politics.
Hold on, get into fucking character. Hold on. Okay, we're good.
3, 2, 1, go.
So the whole actual movie is propaganda saying that the vampire slayer that's anally probing farmers is actually like a democratic ploy. So the whole thing, it's like the teenage vampire slayer is actually like a reference to like democratic politics and how they're like anally probing like the Republican consumer. This really went out of track here. So the whole deal is it's like
It's over.
it's
Yeah,
over.
I was
dude.
like, that's out of
Fuck.
time.
Fuck. I always have good ones, and it's like, fuck, I never know how to time together.
Honestly,
Don't give me that face, Jay friend.
I mean, I feel like you were on the right track.
honestly,
Wasn't
like,
quite there, but
I feel
it was
like you
close.
guys must have really fucked up because I'm pretty sure I have to go with Juan on this one.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna go with Jayfred.
I don't even remember J. Fred's at this point.
He had,
That's
a
probably
he had a
best.
donkey show. That's all you need to know.
That's fair.
Yeah, the donkey one was a pretty close second.
I mean, it was.
I mean,
it
I really
was
thought like you were about to say like as he's stitching this creature together, he decides to just fuck it. But the fact that you worked a donkey show into it, like, very creative touch.
We always
I
gotta
appreciate that.
we always gotta work in bestiality in there
No,
somewhere.
Jayfred, I appreciate that.
I appreciate.
Are
And we
you? Is
found
that your way of telling me that's going in the spank bank for later?
Oh, hands down.
All right.
And we found the target demographic for your
Jesus
movie.
Christ.
The spank bank with interest. That thing is growing.
Got limitless storage up there.
Oh my god! All right, so that was Pitch Storm.
Oh fuck! I put him in the wrong place.
Yeah, you keep putting them on top of the deck.
Come
That's
on,
why they're in
man.
the wrong place.
Leave me alone.
You can't mix the decks.
I don't even know what's what. I just kind of guessed.
All right.
Why did you
Okay.
just put the character card back on top?
Look, Tyler.
I don't
Put
know
it on
what's
the
happening
bottom. What are
anymore.
you fucking doing?
Look, Tyler.
I'm not going to be here next week.
It might be.
Oh, so it's like that.
Yeah,
huh?
right. You don't know that.
Sabotage. Oh, that's also true. I don't never know.
All right. So yes, I hope you enjoyed that Pitch Storm game. That was a little bit more nonsensical than usual,
A
which
little
is
bit political, a little bit.
saying a lot. Next up, as always, is going to be our movie pitch segment. So each of these franchises, they've created a world filled with its own rules, ideas, and imagery. At least this one, it's multiple worlds since it's a little bit broader than what we're normally used to. So it's up to us to just completely wreck everything they've done by pitching our own crazy ideas, and just think how our movie would make that universe better, quote unquote. So we're going to be kicking it off with J. Fred.
All right. So I actually think my idea would work better as a TV series, but I think it still works as a movie. So instead of being a typical horror movie zombie, it's going to be like after the zombie apocalypse has happened and most of the world is inhabited by zombies, and there are small little pockets of humans and little like cities and fortresses and stuff like that. And they have decided that their way of entertainment is that they have cameras that they take pictures either from the city or from drones, and then they add vocals to the videos of the zombies that are walking around and make like sitcoms and stuff out of it. And they have like
Wow.
zombie races when they're just like stumbling around and going around the corner, and they've got announcers who are like talking about which one pulled ahead and, oh, that might have been a foul, we got to go to the referees, and just a whole bunch of crazy like
Please tell me,
stupid.
Is the referee a zombie as well?
I think it could be. I think it should be. Probably a zombie who either doesn't walk around a lot, or maybe one who's super violent, like just goes up and punches other zombies or something. Like, there's a whole lot you could do with it.
Wow.
It's just like a really beefy bodybuilder zombie that they spray painted with
Yes.
black and white and just push
Yes.
them out into the
They
floor.
just-
Exactly.
They just like cut to it and it's like, it's like,
Fucking
oh,
rip
yep,
somebody.
that's right, it's a foul. Is that what you got from that? Yeah, it is.
And then he does the exact same thing later. What do you mean that's not a foul?
This is outrageous. Storm the mound.
So
The
like
crowd is in an uproar. crickets.
Just all these zombies, just like.
So like the old like Takeshi's Castle show thing that they used to show, where the Americans voice over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to keep busy somehow. Like,
exactly.
and I've seen a lot of stuff where it's like they do like zombie gladiators and stuff. So,
Yeah.
but it's never been as comedic as that, and I would definitely be down for that.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised they haven't done that.
Me
Like-
too. Maybe we should.
Like, it's,
Zombie
it's
gladiator.
probably already in the works.
Oh, I'm sure.
This is the part where you say trademark.
Add that to the things I'm
Tier.
working on.
That's intellectual property. Hands off.
Yep.
That's right.
Property.
Everything we talk about right here is trademarked. All you
Everything.
have to, if all you want to use these ideas, you got to come to us.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
we'll
pay
sell them
me
to you.
some money.
Not a lot of money, but some money will work.
Exactly.
If you even
Like
A
a-
money.
At
Like a
least
s-
2 figures.
like a sandwich.
Yeah.
3 if it's a really good one.
Ooh. 3 figures.
do you really
With
mean it,
1
Paul?
decimal.
Yeah. But where is the decimal? That's the important part.
13 cents.
Their choice, man.
You're fucking John.
Dang it.
That's the one drawback
Played
to
myself.
That's the one drawback to a blank check. Sometimes they can bite you in the ass. Cool. So what would you name this movie?
I couldn't come up with a good name. I thought about like Zombie Town, USA, and then I was like, no, that's
It's not appealing to the international crowd.
well, that.
That really
I mean-
actually does sound
That
familiar.
sounds
I don't
familiar.
know why.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe
Oopsie.
I'm plagiarizing something
I don't know.
unintentionally.
Oh,
but
dude, it's definitely something that you can Google. Zombie
That is
Town,
true.
USA.
Is it in a mobile game? Look it up, Tyler.
It
Mr.
is,
Computer Man.
dude. I think it's a giant zombie, zombie convention.
Oh, is
What?
it?
Oh.
Yeah, like it
What?
sounded like
Yeah.
the thing. I just
Huh.
remember
It's in Altoona, Pennsylvania,
That is the most random place to have
and
a
it
zombie
is,
convention.
dude. But no, it's an all-out zombie weekend, and it's an immersive experience that brings the zombie apocalypse to life
Oh.
Wow,
I mean,
that sounds like an
I mean, I
awful
get to
place to
shoot
live.
people?
with blinks.
I was like, I mean, even airsoft or paintball would be fine. Like, I wasn't talking like have to be real.
Dude, there's zombie Nerf.
What?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. There we go. I'm down.
Spooktacular science show. This thing's got it all, dude. You want to go to Pennsylvania? I'm sure
I
it's
mean,
canceled right
it's
now.
like I
but
really don't want to,
What-
but I guess if that's the only place it's at.
When is
Wouldn't it be
supposed
funny if
to?
that was still going and that was where the coronavirus decided to mutate and turn everybody into zombies?
yeah, that
Just
is
That
hilarious.
would be ironic.
Say such nonsense.
They're like coming at them, and they're like, "Oh my god, there is zombies! No!"
Well, you
and
guys
then
are
they
They're so
pretty
sign us.
convincing.
lifelike.
And you know what? We're dumb enough that we'd be like, "Oh no, run from the zombies! I tripped. I guess I'm gonna get eaten." And then they actually get eaten. Like,
They actually
Yeah.
start ripping his fucking limbs off.
pretty much just exactly like in Scary Movie.
Yeah.
Oh no, I broke. But she like breaks her own leg. She's like, "I broke my leg. I can't move. Oh no."
Yep. So yeah, I don't know. You guys have any suggestions for a name?
Honestly, I think we need to play into the new Fall Guys market and call it Fall Zombies.
All zombies.
All zombies. Wow.
Play on the fucking.
what was the main plot line again?
Recording videos of zombies and then adding voices and different
So like in
Out
like a
of context
mockumentary
meanings.
form, or
kind of
I think it's a game show.
Yeah, like a zombie game show.
more like
Mock
it could be
game
a
show?
game show one day and then the next day it's like,
like
some kind of
America's
race
Funniest
and then
Home
the next
Videos,
day
but
it's
zombies.
like a
it's
sitcom
oh,
and
okay, I see what you mean. So it's
like-
like different TV shows, like
Yeah.
just okay, I see what you mean.
just depending on what footage they get and what they come up with when
Mm.
they're watching it.
Question: How
Interesting.
how dark is this gonna get? Is it gonna be like we're gonna see like a family on the freeway get eaten by zombies and they're voicing it over?
Pick your poison.
I mean, that's definitely a possibility. That's
hey.
not exactly what I had in mind.
Darwinism.
The way I had it played out in my mind, this is, I'm gonna say like 5 to 10 years after the zombie apocalypse happens. So most of the people who are outside of these fortresses and cities are probably already dead.
Okay.
So you're probably not going to see a lot of that. If you do, it's going to be a very rare thing. That would be like extra bonus round.
Wow.
Like you just see like they're like,
Combo.
oh no, there's the mom. And the mom's just like, oh no, little Timmy. And then the zombie's like, oh yeah, Timmy tastes delicious.
Timmy.
Yeah, I feel like it'd get pretty dark pretty quickly.
Yeah, it definitely could. But
I don't know, dude. I
that
kind of
wasn't what I had in mind. So
Yeah,
like Zombie Town USA.
That's call it
I
that.
would too if that wasn't already a thing.
It's
If it-
just a
if it-
convention,
it's a
bro.
convention.
If it was a show, you could do like the
It's a
Zombie
convention in
Chronicles.
Pennsylvania.
But like,
That's fair.
Well, if you said that it's going to be different TV shows, then it shouldn't it just be called like Zombie TV or something like that, or ZTV?
Ooh, I like that.
ooh, ZTV. I like ZTV.
Zombie V. No.
Let's stick with the ZTV. Yeah,
ZTV's good.
Kidding.
ZTV's good.
But yeah,
The Zombie Network.
Apparently, ZTV is a
Anything that
Swedish
has to do with
television
TV.
channel.
really? God damn, what are they not thinking of? I mean, zombies is like one of those things that is very like.
But if you know
I
what,
don't think it's about
you do
zombies. but-
ZEE.
Mm.
No, yeah, it's just like a variety.
Yeah.
Did you mean ZTV? What does that come up with?
So
That is Hindi news.
The only thing I see for Zombie Network is a definition of something for computer stuff.
Yucko.
So not a show or convention or
Boom.
anything.
Z
Go, baby.
Nation.
We do like the E network and be like Z, and then it's like Zombie Network.
Z exclamation mark. There you go.
I like that.
Yes. Actually, I do like that too.
Yeah.
Yep.
That'd be pretty funny. Yeah. I would see that. I think I've only seen that one other time where it's like different TV shows, but that would be pretty cool with zombies.
You'd have ZN and have it like just the flipped over Z or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
What you do is you have the Z holding a gun, and then the N has like a bullet hole, and it's like he
It's
just shot it and
falling
it fell
over,
over.
yeah. Oh, I like it.
This is getting more in depth.
I need somebody to make this logo for me.
I'm on
I'm
it.
excited.
New shirt idea.
Writing it down.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Awesome. I think that sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. And definitely, I always like horror comedies too. So I think that could be a lot of fun and be really, really dumb too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I'm pretty sure this would not do as well as a movie. I think it could work as a movie, but definitely better as a show.
It does sound
Okay.
better as a
Yeah,
show. Yeah.
Cool. All right.
So I guess I technically failed the movie pitch segment. 'cause-
Well, I mean, we're definitely gonna be
didn't do
talking
this
about
on it,
show.
We'll
So, I
forgive you.
mean,
Okay, I appreciate it.
I mean,
Don't let it happen again.
yeah. You're not that nice,
I
mister.
can't promise that.
You're on
This
double
is-
secret
this is
probation.
Do I
revenge.
get partial credit?
this is revenge for the disaster thing.
Revenge. What do you mean revenge?
You broke Jay Fred's rules. Now he breaks yours.
Yes.
This wouldn't have been a problem if Tracy wasn't here to mess it up.
That's such a heated debate.
The rules are squishy. That's what I got from that episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just take what Tyler says and like morph it a little bit.
It's more of a suggestion.
So
you know?
mine includes vampires. Weird.
I swear to God, I will go.
Zombies.
And
I
I
thought
will
you said
get-
pirates.
Fuck.
I swear to God, I will go and I will get these rules etched in stone and leave them on here like commandments.
Do you think them being etched in stone is going to make them more threatening to me? Is that what you're
I
going
want to
for?
bash your head in with them. I do.
I would like to see that play out.
Fair.
Yeah. We'll just say that would be a bloody scene.
All right, Derek.
I think Jafer just said he'd kill you.
I think he absolutely did. And we're just gonna move on
I
like
never
that didn't
said those
happen.
words.
Definitely need the element of your of surprise on your side.
No, because if he admits that, it's first degree. So he's got to make sure that he avoids that.
True.
It's fair.
All right, Derek, what's your pitch?
Oh, now this was a tough one because zombies have kind of been, done to death in a bunch of different types of ways.
Done to death. Zombies.
I didn't intend the pun, but I'll take it. Okay. Okay. I was trying to think of something outside the box. I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to keep it horror-ish and don't make it actiony or anything, but take it back to maybe you could do more medieval times, post or pre technology and all this and guns and stuff, and take it back a little more medieval and dark age type stuff, and still have zombies. Now I juggled around with a couple different ideas whether you want to go more fantasy with it, and it's a necromancer is risen dead bodies, and these are peasants having to try and figure out how to escape, or if you just want to go like, okay, this is kind of like a new plague, and people like in the actual world in those times are now seeing like bodies rising. I mean, either way, I think it'd still kind of have that same basic effect, like not overdoing it with like action, like a lot of movies like that would. They'd be like, okay, well, we all have swords, let's start hacking up zombie heads, but like still keeping it like very like creepy, like the zombies are something that you're not just gonna go out and fuck with. Like, we don't have guns, we don't have baseball bats and stuff. Like, you as farmers, you probably have like maybe some shovels, you have a couple tools like in these like really like just bad living condition towns and stuff, and like, you know, zombies are rising and they're attacking, and you know, back then people are gonna no fucking clue. Like, I know in some movies nowadays they kind of overlook it, but like in some movies, like, yeah, people are like, oh shit, this is a zombie, like, because you know, in modern day we know what zombies are. Back then they'd have no fucking clue what the hell was going on. They'd think there was a witch or something going on. And just keeping it that way, because I think you can get a lot more creepy when you take stuff out of like, you know, modern technology like guns or cell phones or even electricity. Like, I don't know. Like, fuck if I know.
What in the world was that?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh wow.
Sorry.
That's pretty good.
Would you care to share with the rest of the class?
Yeah. So
Been shared with you
Like,
already.
ouch. Like, okay, I know I didn't put a lot of thought into this, but damn.
no.
Oh, I had a name.
Check.
I had a name for your movie, but then I looked at what Jay Fred sent, and then I laughed.
Oh, is there something that...
Okay.
Yep.
We're just gonna, yeah. So for all of you that aren't in the crew group chat, he posted. J-Fred sent us the Zombie Network theme song, and it was "Bring Me to Life" by Evanescence.
I feel like it's perfect.
Honestly,
It's actually pretty good.
it's perfect for zombies, and it's also just a kick-ass song, so I'm
Right.
into it. Like,
I'd be down for it.
Yeah. I really
So-
like this idea. I'm excited
yeah,
about this.
I know.
Even though I know it's not going to happen, it's really, I like it.
I don't know. I know if someone is a makeup artist, we can make it happen.
Yeah,
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
that'd
we can
actually
do
be a
this
lot easier than having to like CGI shit. Like,
Yeah.
True.
Exactly. Or like try to make a mockumentary that's animated about Pokemon,
yeah.
which is not as easy as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. I didn't think
You thought that was gonna be easy?
I just thought I'd be able to do it. Like,
Can't even draw fucking Ditto over here. Like,
Ooh.
yeah,
that hurts because Ditto could be anything.
I know. I still find a way to fuck it up.
You can name yours Merlin too.
Okay.
Why? Isn't Merlin a TV show anyway?
No,
Yeah.
Merlin's an old movie.
It's also a TV show.
Oh, I didn't know it was a TV
There are a
show.
number of things that have to do with Merlin.
Like 99% sure that's
It
the
is
title.
also a character in the King Arthur.
Yeah,
Plus,
that's
again,
what- that's what
Again,
the
wouldn't
Merlin
really want
movie-
Thank
Merlin in
you.
there because Merlin's like the good guy, but also
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merlin TV series.
But
You could have
the main
King
character
Oh
Arthur
my
is just,
God.
Zombies.
well, see, then it becomes a lot more
Neil.
action. I was trying to go horror, like these
That-
are like
that
nobody
would be-
like peasants like
There's
suffering
a
and
mini,
Well, I
like
guess
dying.
mini series in
Yeah.
1998.
Because I feel like zombie
Interesting.
movies aren't really scary enough. Like they're horror movies, but none of them are really
Yeah,
scary.
they're not really scary as much
Not
anymore.
anymore.
Not after like
Like there's
let's say,
suspense and thrill to it,
yeah,
and they get
but
a
not
lot
like,
actiony, but like you don't really have like a horror, like a bunch of like
Horse?
yeah.
yes,
It's not like 28 weeks or like 28 days where it's
Yeah.
like those are actual like horror.
Yeah, I think
like you're looking for some cheap jump scares, and then you're
Mhm.
looking for like some things that are just a lot more kind of like terrifying. Or
Yeah. That would be something like doing it in like medieval times where it's like they don't have magic though, but it's just like hacking up zombies with axes and swords.
like surviving however they can, like they
It's
did,
fucking-
like
it's like the
The
Black
zom-
Death.
the
zom-
new plague. There you go.
Yeah,
The,
there's
the,
a
the
lot of animals,
zombonic
actually.
plague.
There you go.
The Black Death. was
Plague
actually
Z.
just a zombie.
Plague Z.
Plague Z.
Wow.
Just add any word and Z to it.
it's like a super serious movie with that name. Just,
I mean,
oh,
like
man.
it probably wouldn't be that name because I mean, like realistically, like they probably wouldn't call them zombies. They'd come up with some other fucking term for them. I don't know.
Yeah, true. I don't know. What,
Like Death Walkers or something like that.
Like if you look,
It
so
probably
many
would be
different
some shit
movies
like
call
that.
them different things. Like they actually never use the word zombie in
Mhm.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah,
Like
just call 'em walkers.
a lot of things don't usually use the actual word zombie.
Walker's Texas Ranger. That's my pitch.
Yeah, is that what's up?
wow. wow.
The Walking Dead, but sets the Walker Texas Ranger universe.
Oh,
Chuck
God.
Norris going around.
Jesus. I mean, it could still work because he's a Texas
Chuck Norris
Ranger. He's
gets
still a
bit. He
police
still
officer.
doesn't die or turn into a zombie. He just like
He
cries.
bites the zombies and they die.
Yeah.
he bites the zombies and they turn into other Chuck Norrises.
Ooh.
Creepy.
I hate Chuck Norris so much.
Why?
Why?
Just because of
There's-
this shit. This is why.
He-
Because
I
of the
don't-
legend.
I don't think he's even had like any like bad press to him in a while.
don't
I
think
mean,
so.
that
I don't think he's
implies
had
he
much
had
press at
profile.
all
He
in a
hasn't managed
while.
press at
Yeah.
all.
Not since what, Expendables 3
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
pretty
he's just a
much.
guy. He's just a dude living his life.
with his third fist in his beard.
It's because
Yeah, at one point in
He's
time,
also
he
like
had a house in
85 years
Rockville.
old.
Leave him
Oh, really?
alone.
Mhm.
He's. I don't think he is 85.
He's
Hold
like
on.
75 probably.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that the guy who played Walker Texas Ranger has a house in Texas.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like I said,
Supposedly,
I don't know that he still does. I imagine he probably does.
You don't
Yes.
just drive by there sometimes?
I don't.
No?
No.
supposedly a girl that I went to
Dallas
school
Fires
with
Club too.
used to be like his neighbor.
Huh.
Oh.
Supposedly, I don't actually. I'm not gonna put my hand on a Bible on that. She said this,
Fake news.
and I had no reason to not believe her. But
Can you touch a Bible?
yes, once.
and it burns like hell, so I'll never do it again.
Learn my lesson.
Shit burns.
All right. So, what name did we come up with, or we just go with Plague Z?
Yeah, we can go Plague Z. Why not?
Plague Z.
Any word with the letter Z.
I mean, it works. Trust me, I've seen worse names than that. All right, Tracy,
Like World
what you
War
got for us?
Oh man.
Hey, World War Z is a good name.
World War Z
I
was a
know,
good
I'm
book.
just fucking around.
World War Z, I hear, is a better book than it is a movie.
Yeah.
The book
Yeah.
and
It's also-
movie are very,
Yeah,
very
very,
different.
very different.
book's
That's
kinda
why I
like
haven't read
yours.
the book.
The book's kind of like your plot,
Yeah.
or because like it takes place not like
Yeah.
with the comedic aspect
Oh,
of it,
Okay.
but
Was
it's like
plagiarism.
years after the zombie plague, and it's like different accounts of this.
Yeah.
This journalist goes around getting different accounts from all these different people,
Yeah.
and it's like different stories. Like the one that I remember is like, I think it was like up in Canada or just like in north the U.S. The zombies would like freeze during winter, and so they would like when they thawed, that's when the like the general like the military would come and kill them and stuff. And he was like embedded with them, so it's kind of like that. Like it kind of takes
Interesting.
place in like a
Yeah.
society that's already learned how to live with zombies.
Mm.
Yeah.
Definitely not the comedic like
No,
stuff that you
it's-
got going on though, so you
Okay.
don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Cool.
But
Yeah.
but when you mentioned it, I did think about that. So,
Yeah, it is definitely more dystopian.
all right,
Oh,
Tracy.
okay, yeah, my turn. Okay, well,
Unless we interrupt
so
you again.
y'all both had good ideas. Let me hit y'all with the bad idea.
Sci-fi's
I
on
guess.
sci-fi's on the
weirdly,
line.
like mine, I can see happening because, like how movies go. So y'all know John Wick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
So
Never heard of him.
well,
Is it Zombwick?
Isn't that the guy from Fortnite?
The guy from Fortnite.
oh my god, wow.
All right, sorry.
So-
You go.
Continue.
So basically, I imagine John Wick number 4 has already been planned, and they know what's happening.
The
So I'm
next, like,
talking like
3.
John Wick 5 here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's always. I mean, you know what John Wick is. He goes around and beats everyone's ass for killing
Stealing
his
his puppy.
dog or
Trying to kill
shaming
him.
him or whatever. So John Wick 5, all the people he kills actually come back to life because the zombie outbreak has happened in the United States.
He would die. That is so many people.
Have you
God.
seen John
Like-
Wick? There's no way John Wick would die. Come on. If there's one person you have with you
I'm
in
just
the
saying,
apocalypse,
The
you want it to be
real
John Wick.
plot twist here is it's his dog that kills him.
Oh my
Oh,
god! Oh
I love
yes,
it.
I like this. The end.
At
Oh,
the
it's
end,
like
the dog
reverse-
bites him. He's like, if anyone was going to
Reverse
take me
violence.
out,
It's
it was
reverse
always
I
going to
Am
be
Legend
you.
At the end. He just sees his dog at the end and just guns drop and just takes the dog into his arms and
The dog bites him and
the
kills
dog
him.
bites him and obviously kills him. But like that's when the credits are rolling. You don't know.
Okay, what about his dead wife that gave him the dog?
No.
Would she play a factor?
We don't.
No,
She could
let's,
be a
let's not
zombie.
bring her in because she hasn't been.
She
in
was
other
cremated.
movies.
No.
We don't
No.
care.
Yeah,
She was
She was cremated.
Doesn't
definitely.
She was put in
I
one
mean,
of
it's a
those
fair
coffins.
cop out for anyone you don't want showing up.
That's a
Just
good point.
Cremated.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the Family Guy episode where Adam or Quagmire was faking his death to get away from that girl,
Right.
and he's like, they're like about to pour the concrete. He's like, why? And like Adam West watched a zombie movie, and now he's pouring concrete over all the graves to make
Oh,
sure they
yeah.
can't rise. He's like, and Adam West's like, you'll thank me during the apocalypse. I was
I
like,
love
it
Adam
works.
West.
Like,
I just love that he's the mayor of
Quahog.
Quahog.
Yep.
But yeah, so I feel like it could happen. I hope it doesn't because I like the John Wick movies, but I feel like, they tried to do like what the 22 Jump Street where they made it into Men in Black. So I feel like there could be definitely a John Wick zombie movie.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What?
What do you mean? Which
22
part?
Jump Street had nothing to do with aliens.
Yeah.
No, I know, but do y'all not remember whenever they were trying to? It wasn't gonna be 22 Jump Street.
Oh, when they were doing the crossover.
Yeah, they were gonna do the crossover.
Okay. They had talked for a while about doing a crossover between
crossover
21 Jump
between-
Street and the Men in Black universe.
It's so weird.
It would have been
It would've-
super weird. It
would've
didn't make
been
any sense.
So bad.
feel
Oh, I
that's-
would have been so upset.
I feel like that's a lot weirder than like the GI Joe and like Transformers thing that they were talking about. Did you guys
Yeah.
ever hear about that?
What
That
they were talking about that too?
Mhm. They were talking
What?
about mixing the
Tommy Lee
G.I.
Jones
They
would
did
have
in the
put up with
comics.
any other
too.
shit.
True.
I'm just a cranky
I mean,
old man.
actually,
They should
I
have
can
done.
kind of
they-
see that.
That one makes a little bit more sense than Men in Black and 22
Yeah.
21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
At
I
the
mean,
end
G.I.
of 22
Joe's is
Jump
super
Street, when they
soldiers,
did
so-
all the different like sequels, that should have been one of them. Was like they infiltrate
Yeah.
Men in Black. This is like a little joke, but no, it's because Hasbro owns all of them.
Yeah.
So. And they did it like a big comic crossover and stuff, and they've done a lot of crossovers with GI Joe and Transformers.
That I can see because GI Joe's like super soldiers, but
I don't know about super soldiers.
I don't know if they could do that one. Channing Tatum's in both. Be kind of weird.
Was he in Transformers?
Oh, I thought we were talking about
Oh,
22 Jump
no,
Street
no,
and
no, no,
G.I.
no.
Joe.
No, you're talking about GI Joe and
Oh.
Transformers.
I was like,
Interesting.
The
you,
Rock.
Spider-Man.
Wait a second.
All right.
It'd be the best disguise going undercover because
All right.
Same
So
guy.
so what would be the subtitle of this one?
oh man, I was trying to think about that. Be like John Wick 5, They Have Risen or something like that.
They have risen.
Yeah, it has to be. I don't know because the other
Revenge
one-
of the Fallen, completely original name.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Honestly, it's not a bad name either.
Right, like it fits.
Yeah. I think there would be some issues with that though. Like lots of money would have
Now,
to
if we
go
get
into
Michael Bay
that.
to direct,
True.
Oh God,
I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm just saying it's an idea.
that's what we need.
It'd just be John Wick, but with more
explosive
explosives.
zombies.
Every
in
time he
John
shoots
Wick
someone,
movie.
they just blow up.
I don't know why, but I don't have a gun. All I have are grenades.
Oh my God. Could you imagine John Wick with grenades? Holy shit.
I've seen John Wick with a pencil. I don't need to
I
see him with
know.
grenades. All right.
You got a lot to follow
Go
up
for
on
it.
here, bud.
Yeah, Juan, what you got?
I got some big old boots to fill.
I'm putting Revenge of the Fallen, by the way.
Top tier.
So I originally wanted to do mine based off of like Shaun of the Dead. So I was thinking about what's another like comedic horror movie, and then I thought of Tucker and Dale versus Evil. I thought, how could I tie it in with
no.
zombies? So it would be these zombie preppers that are like doomsday preppers, and they get like a tip from like one of their like friends that's like really crazy and really into like conspiracy theories. It's like, all
Steve
right,
Buscemi.
let's say fucking yeah, let's say it's fucking Steve Buscemi. It's like, all right, it's fucking happening. It's happening now. They're releasing this into the water. It's like, fuck, we gotta go into like the bunker, and they come back up, but it never actually happened, and they're ending up like accidentally killing real people that kind of like act like zombies just from pure like just like coincidence and like bad luck. It's like they see like a drug addict that comes out and they're like in the midst of like an overdose, and like instead of like helping him, they're like, oh god, it's a fucking zombie. They gotta like run away. But yeah, that's what I was thinking of, is like a Tucker and Dale style zombie movie where there's no actual zombies, but there's like these like weird coincidences, like things that lead up to them finally realizing that they were just insane, or they get stuck in the bunker and they just stay there forever until old men.
Okay.
I don't know what I would call it though. Probably like fucking what's another zombie movie? What's another zombie movie name instead of like Dawn of the Dead?
Shaun of the Dead.
Instead of Shaun of the Dead, you freaking
Land of the
It's
Dead.
basically the
I
same.
think that's also a movie.
It is. No, it is. Anything that is of the dead has probably been done.
John Wick of the Dead.
John Wick of the Dead.
Wow.
I can't actually think of one because it's either Dawn of the Dead or Night of the Living Dead.
Those are both.
Or
You're talking about like what the real
I'm
movie is?
I'm trying to think of like a movie name that I could tie in with like a Tucker and Dale style zombie movie.
Oh.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Tucker
Have you ever
and
seen that
Dale
one?
versus zombies.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's a really good one.
Tucker and Dale versus it's just Tucker and Dale again, but it's versus zombies this time.
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I'd watch it too. From watching Tucker and Dale versus Evil, I will watch that one as well. It'll be the sequel to Tucker and Dale versus
Alright,
Evil. It's just Tucker and Dale versus zombies.
Versus zombie. It's not where I thought I was gonna go, and I love it. So Cool.
Yeah, because I really like that movie, and I was trying to think of another. Because I think the only way that zombies can go now is just comedies, because like they've just been. It's a dead horse that's just waiting to rise again at some point. Zombies. But
I see what you
mean
did
a
there.
donkey, right?
yeah, I mean a donkey.
Sounds like a good show.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Slap a spooky ghost onto it, and you got yourself a show. But yeah, that's what I would do. It'd be Tucker and Dale versus zombies.
Awesome. Cool. So for my pitch, I was thinking about doing something because, I was thinking about like the kind of movies that we see and trying to think of all the different like threads that they always weave. And a big thing that that a lot of them do is always like the concept of patient zero. So usually like it's always like, oh, if we find patient zero, like we'll be able to find a cure or it'll wipe out the other zombies, lots of different MacGuffins for it. But I was thinking more of like, because one of my favorite zombie things is iZombie, and that's a TV show where like there is no big zombie apocalypse. It's like people who retain like their humanity as long as they're fed. If they don't feed, they go feral and then they start killing people. So it's like Seattle is just moving, like running normally while these zombies are running around just living their lives, eating brains and whatnot. So I was thinking about one where there's a patient zero for the zombie virus, and the person turns into a zombie and starts like doesn't just go out and start biting other people. Like they're zombies, but they retain like their intelligence. And it turns out that they're the start of this new zombie plague that starts sweeping the city. Like at night, you can get bit, and you actually, in this one, the way I would do the zombies is more of a hive mind, where they're all they're kind of mindless, and the patient zero is the one directing them. And then we'll have what I was thinking was the main character would be someone of the patient zero tried to scratch or bite, and and it doesn't work. And he's trying to the main character is trying to find patient zero so that way that he can stop this zombie plague that's starting to like take hold, because he knows like once they hit critical mass and they outnumber the humans, like they're gonna rise up and take them all down. So he does like a cat and mouse game kind of where he's trying to find them all and he's trying to find patient zero and get more information and get closer and closer because he's still not quite sure who it is. And all these zombies are going out and just turning people. And so you kind of get, and since it's like kind of like always at night and kind of like in like strategic positions, you get a little bit more of the horror aspect in there. So it's kind of more like a horror thriller. So you get that investigation, but at the same time you see like a lot of like very claustrophobic moments because these zombies are being directed by the hive mind, and so they're not just mindlessly wandering around. Like they strategically are like, you walk down an alley, they're going to block that alley and they're going to get you. So things like that. So that's kind of what I was thinking about, because I like to think I don't like to think that because it doesn't make much sense, but like if patient zero was killed, like all the other zombies, kind of like vampires, where if you kill the head vampire, like if you cut off the head, the body dies kind of thing. So like that's the mentality that the main character has while he's trying to go out and get them.
What's patient zero's like goal here? Like, 'cause you're saying like he is controlling them and orchestrating them. Like, is it just like build an army, or is it take over the world, or?
Yeah, it's to build an army. He wants to take over the world, but he knows that if he reveals himself too soon, that there's a chance that the military could stop it. Even though the military is always inept in those movies, like let's pretend they have training and they actually can stop them.
Actually not. Like, yeah.
So he knows like if he goes out with only like 4 of them, that he may bite a couple other people, but there's a good chance that they would just kill them all. So he's trying to slowly, like he starts biting like key figures and kind of starting to like change like the right people, so that way he can start taking over and he can start taking over the world. So it's a little bit more seamless. It's not so much chaotic.
And he's the only one that gets to be intelligent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He's the head of the hive mind, so he's just directing everybody.
It's just like they're bringing him
What was
brains.
the cause of this again? Like, how did he become patient zero?
Don't know.
Okay, so that part's okay.
aliens?
Also, that seems like a whole lot for one person to think about and control. You start getting into more than really more than 2 or 3 people, but like
You can put him on autopilot if you want.
Yeah, I'm sure that they have
He
some
can have
autonomy.
them
Imagine it's
mindlessly
a
wander
general
around.
idea.
Yeah.
For the times he needs to, like blocking alleyways and stuff.
Kind of like the alien queen from Aliens. Like, they're in charge, but like, yeah,
that's fair.
But like the drones are kind of doing their own thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also like, they have directives and they know what they're supposed to do, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Like ants.
It'd actually be really cool if they like bring the brains of like the people that they get, and, like they give it to the hive mind, so it just grows in it. And, like,
Just a giant
He
head.
just has like a
It's
huge
like an additional processor.
He got, like a big
It's like a
brainer, he
process.
just has his brains just sitting in
It's just
there.
like a dude like suspended and has like his apartment, like the whole building is like there's nobody living in it. It's just this dude with a big ass fucking brain.
Like Megamind.
I think
was
that's
thinking, like,
patient zero.
Jars of brains, and
Jars
like
of
wires and cables and stuff.
Actually, yeah,
but,
though.
you know,
Nah.
How can you
I
tell?
like your
Well,
idea
we
better.
gotta go for the gross factor.
He's got the head. He's got the head. You know, it's the size of an apartment building. So it's probably patient zero. Like, I'm no detective, but that's everything's telling me right now that
Like,
that's
probably
probably
this-
patient
yeah,
zero. Like,
I think that's why you know that, because you're not the detective in that movie.
wait a minute, sir. I noticed your inspection's out on your car. Can you explain that? Yeah. No, but no, I'd probably just call it patient zero. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Well, I
Whenever you
feel
were
like those are-
talking about the cat and mouse, it made me think of the Sherlock Holmes like TV show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That's what it made me
Yeah.
think of. It'd be like really cool if it was like invested like,
Oh, there's already
like
a
the
movie called
actual
that.
like you're seeing it like he's like trying to figure it out in that way. Where It's
Yeah.
not so much like how we see zombies now, where it's like, oh, zombie just run at you. Okay, I know there's zombies everywhere, but like kind of like stealthy zombies kind of thing. That'd be cool.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to think if I could think of a name for it, but
Patient zero sounds cool.
Well, I think
I was trying to remember what. Yeah.
so apparently there's already a movie called Patient
I would say
Zero.
I think there's already something called that stuff. I was trying to
cares?
think of what they call it because in the XCOM, like in XCOM 2, like there's an alien that can like bring back the dead as a zombie, and I forgot what like the ability was called, but
Call it Necrohive.
there
You
you
call
go.
it
Not bad.
the Zero, like a big Z. And they always refer to that zombie as the Zero.
This
Don't
is
ever
why
call
he's
it-
not part of the crew, and just a recurring guest.
Don't say such
You
things.
are welcome.
Don't say
Hey,
such things.
okay, Mr. Z exclamation point.
That was him.
No,
No,
I
that
didn't
was-
say that.
That was me
It
that said
wasn't
that.
his idea.
No, but for his name, I didn't say it either. Tyler said that.
Well, fuck it, Tyler then.
Fucking dude named Tyler.
All right. Well, we don't.
If you're
attack
gonna
the
mock
host.
my terrible names, then come at me
If
right
you're
with
gonna
my
attack
terrible
the host,
names.
make it a good attack.
That's fair. So pirates.
So pirates.
Shut your whore mouth.
It's like fucking.
Arg.
Oh
I
my
had,
God.
I had my whole fucking like screenplay for like the next Pirates of the Caribbean here, and you're telling me that it's zombies?
Right? I was like, whoa, are we doing that one? Because let me bust out. I got some stuff.
So
I got my pirate stuff with me.
I got some
I
shit on my-
always have it.
I got
My
some shit on
trusty
my
eye
trunk.
patch here.
I got some shit on my trunk. I'll be back in a sec.
could be our next fantasy one.
It's fair. There you go.
I mean, do pirates count as fantasy since they were? Oh, I guess knights were also. Are also
did you not
considered-
see the fucking Kraken
Oh yeah.
or the ghosts?
Fuck yeah, that's
Davy
right.
Jones,
Yeah,
like-
I guess
Like
that's
that.
right.
It's very
There was a-
fantastical.
There was a very
Yeah.
bunch of stuff there. The Fountain of Youth. And
I guess I'm thinking. Yeah. I guess I'm thinking more realistic pirates with like scurvy and shit.
No, we're not doing that. Yeah. So
Scurvy the movie. Good God.
The whole
Wow,
the whole
what
movie.
a movie.
The
Just
whole
carry
movie.
some citrus, you'll be fine.
The whole movie is them trying to find like a tropical island with like citrus on it.
And they're all slowly getting scurvy?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
sounds wild.
It was really just a documentary from like the fucking 1500s.
Cautionary tale.
Is this going to be one of those movies where you pay to not watch it?
Yes.
Okay, then you'll make a killing.
It's one of those straight to DVD ones.
He's gonna have to get that director from Movie 43 to blackmail some people to be in this.
Tyler, no, it's gonna be us. Those are the people he's gonna blackmail for this.
Fuck, you're right. All right.
I don't know that there's enough blackmail in the world for that.
Well,
I don't think I'd
I'm
do
sure he
it.
could dig up some stuff on me and be fine.
We also
Me?
right now. He just said like one word that would trigger us all into being blackmailed.
Well, I was like, yep. Okay.
I know about the affairs.
It'd be terrible if you say that and then all of us are like, oh shit.
No,
Because we all have our own affairs.
it was from a TV show.
It's from AP Bio, and he's
Yeah.
like, he's so bad to the kids. He tells the kid, he's like, if you ever get in trouble and you're in a tough spot, just tell them that you know about the affairs. And like later, like his mom and dad comes up to him and they're like, "Did you have a party here?" And this kid is just like, "I know about the affairs." And then
Oh
like,
my god.
and then like they're like, "Go to your room."
That show's so funny. But yeah.
It's so bad, but cool. So those were our movie pitches. So hope you enjoyed them. Some of them are pretty interesting. So definitely don't forget to check out our social media during the week. We post them so that you can go vote which one you'd like to see on the big screen. don't worry. If you don't pick mine, I'll only cry a little bit, so it'll be okay.
I hear him
You
cry.
can only win so much.
Yeah, you're too competitive. You need to dial it down.
So you said some of them are pretty interesting. Which ones in particular were you
Pull a
thinking
wand
about?
and be spiteful, and don't choose Tyler because he's the host. Because he wins a lot.
I'll remix the names. I don't care.
I don't know who's they're choosing.
It was me all along.
Right? Every title refers to my movie. You guys are suckers.
We are all Tyler.
God.
That was
No,
a little
thank
creepy.
you.
I am Tyler, and I got a little creeped out by that. All right. Great. So now that we're done with the movie pitches, we're going to go ahead and go into our favorite movie segment. This is where, we talk about our favorite movies. We gush about our favorite parts, talk about, actors, actresses, the endings, really anything that comes to mind that we want to talk about. A lot of times we end up just raging about certain things. So that's just how it is. So first off is going to be J. Fred.
So the first one I came up with, I know we talked about, pretty sure it was off air, that kind of on the fence whether we're going to consider it a zombie movie or not. I Am Legend. I know in the books they're not supposed to be zombies, but in the movie they kind of looked like they were zombies, and I just really enjoyed the movie as a whole. And even if they're actually not zombies, I could see that whole scenario played out with zombies. So
A lot of people put it on zombie
Yeah.
zombie lists.
Yeah.
yeah. So I've got to say that's either my favorite or at least one of my favorite zombie movies. Of course, love and hate the ending. It's great for a movie, very emotional, but I hate it. It's just,
You didn't have to die.
yeah, exactly. Terrible. But I appreciated the way he was super thoughtful about like keeping the zombies or vampires or whatever from knowing where he lived, and had everything set up with maybe not the best traps and defense in the world, but good enough that if something happened, you could get out of there theoretically. It's really thoughtful, really well played out. Just enough emotional and happy stuff to keep you from just being depressed the whole time you're watching it, but enough that it was pretty realistic, I think, or as realistic as a scenario like that could possibly be. It's a really good movie. Also, I love almost everything Will Smith is in, so
Gemini Man.
I heard Gemini Man was pretty good.
I haven't
How did
seen
you feel
Gemini
about
Man.
his unraveling sanity and talking to all those mannequins in Blockbuster?
Oh, I could absolutely see that happening.
Yeah.
100%.
Do you like dead dogs?
Because it's like get dead dogs.
I like them better before they die. Most of the time.
You like seeing men
You like-
strangle their animals like that?
Not especially, no. I went back
Like
in the
how
room
weird
with
the way I
Tank
said
when we
that.
put him to sleep. That was not fun.
I mean, I would imagine so.
Yeah.
As the person that was also going to pick that movie, I do.
So is it
agree
is it
with
just your goal now, just to fuck Tracy as much as
I
possible?
wanted to go
It's more of
first.
just
I
a
was going to
bonus.
be like, I'm
Yeah.
going first. Huh?
Do you have a backup?
I mean, I got one person in front of me, so
We shall
That
see.
does not answer the question.
I don't think.
if you don't take my second one, I might have a backup.
If you have other things you wanted to say, I have another movie I can
Oh no,
talk about. Okay.
I just liked it because it was just like I could see it actually happening, kind of thing. Where it's like I've never read the book, so I didn't know it started off as vampires.
Well, I mean,
Which-
let's just base it off the movie because apparently, like vampires
Yeah.
versus zombies, totally different.
Yeah,
things.
we're gonna
Yeah.
get really into the weeds if I start talking about that book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep it with the movie because that's
Yeah, I mean
that's the
fair.
zombie
I
theme.
mean that's the only one I've seen, so I can only talk to the movie. But it's like it says kind of how it starts, and it makes sense, kind of how it goes. It's not just like, oh, there's zombies and they're here and they're killing everybody or whatever. It's like it shows like the timeline of kind of what happens, and it's like realistic because it's like it shows like obviously his descent into like talking to mannequins and like like literally whenever he meets two people he like doesn't even believe that he's like meeting two people kind of thing. So it's and he obviously doesn't believe that there's a society out there where there's other people. He just claims everyone's dead, but yet he continues to do his science. Almost I would imagine it's kind of out of like him grasping onto his own humanity. So it's just super like how I would imagine something would really go down. But
Yeah, I think it absolutely is like that.
yeah.
I think just everything he sees becomes his reality, and his brain kind of fits everything into what he can recognize.
Do they ever actually mention in the movie if they're zombies or not? Like, is the word zombie ever actually
I
used?
don't remember the word zombie ever being
No.
used.
Because if
It had a different, they had a different name in the subtitles.
yeah, I do know what you
Yeah.
mean about how it does on the book. It does say that they're vampires, but they look more zombie-ish. But and this is just from like the very minimal
Dark Seekers.
knowledge. Yeah, Dark Seekers. From the very like minimal knowledge that I have from like Dracula, the way that Will Smith's character tries to bring back people to humanity is the same thing that they tried to do in Dracula with like the blood transfusions. They were like, okay, so if we transfuse blood, then you'll get humanity back, and then this person will die a natural death instead of like becoming a vampire and like rising up again. So I think, but yeah, getting into like the semantics of shit of like, oh yeah, they're acting like 100% like zombies, but they just can't go out into the sunlight. I feel like, yeah.
If you think about that, I guess the reason we say it's zombies is because every time you think of a vampire, like, oh, they have fangs.
Yeah, they have
and drink
fangs
blood.
and they're drinking blood.
But if it's a zombie, they're going out there and just eating people.
Yeah.
They also usually have like higher functions.
Yeah,
The
a
dark spot.
vampire rather than a zombie.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except for that one Dark Seeker. That one Dark Seeker was the only one that like knew what was up.
Yeah, that guy, that big beef dude, that freaking guy. There was also like a cut scene from that movie where he like starts slamming whenever Will Smith encloses himself in the shower, and like the decontamination shower. That big zombie starts like slamming his head into the. Oh, it wasn't a shower; it's just a big wall.
Yeah,
he starts like
it was
slamming
in
his
the
head.
basement.
Yeah. He starts like slamming his head onto the glass, and it forms like a butterfly, like the same thing as like his daughter, which made that scene like completely like the most saddest thing ever. But I think it was supposed to cut to him dying because of that, and somebody else takes the blood to the to wherever like the people were still there. But they scrapped that, and they scrapped the butterfly scene, which I don't get why. It would have made it a lot more like human, but they scrapped that scene and they added it to the DVD version of it.
Oh.
Don't know why. It literally just adds like 2 seconds to it.
I think I've seen that version. I was confused when you said it got cut.
Was there-
I was like,
Was there
I didn't see
not like a
Davis, though.
scene or a version where he lived? Because I could have
There's
sworn
an
I saw
alternate
it.
Yeah,
ending.
he does
There
live.
is?
Yeah,
Okay.
he does live.
I thought there was
wait,
an
what?
alternate
There's an
ending.
alternate ending where Will Smith lives?
Yeah,
And he meets like those people, right? Like he makes it to some
I
stronghold.
think he actually makes
or-
it to there. Yeah.
Yeah, that
I don't want
haven
to
or
see that
whatever.
version because that version's bad.
Are we Mandela affecting this
I like
bitch?
grenade death.
Are we Mandela affecting this bitch?
I mean, that was an epic ending, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wasn't quite as happy.
I would consider the movie of I Am Legend as a zombie movie, but the book I would consider it as vampires, just from like connecting it together with like Dracula and stuff.
Fair.
But that's just me.
That's fair. Huh. I mean, if you think about it like that, you can be like, man, it could have gone either way because they really don't mention it. Huh. Damn. Now I have to rewatch the movie. The other life.
Oh no.
I guess the one thing is, though, it does turn his dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think I've ever seen a vampire movie where an animal is affected in any way by vampirism. That I can think of.
No, it's not called Little Nicky. What's the one, the old Disney one where they drank the cow's blood and there was a vampire cow? You know which
Okay.
one I'm talking about. I know
No,
you fucking
Okay,
do.
you
feel
can't include a
Oh,
cartoon.
I know you
in
know
the
which one I'm
vampire
talking
Definitely not
canon.
Little Nicky.
Is that
though.
Little
No, it's not.
Vampires?
No.
Is that what it's called, Little Vampire? I think
Yeah.
it was.
Oh, okay.
I think it had like Jonathan Saint Nicky or some shit like that. I remember hearing the name on the commercials.
I think it's the Little Vampire.
Jonathan Lip Nicky or something. Lip Nicky, I think was his name.
Look it up, computer guy.
I'm on it.
What do we got? Two computer men. What do we
See.
got?
I don't remember
Yeah,
a whole lot of Disney
Jonathan
Channel
Lipnick-
originals, but
Jonathan Lipnicki.
there you go.
Yep.
Yep.
Was that the name of the movie?
No, that was,
No,
that was
the
the actor?
actor.
Okay.
The Little Vampire is the name of the movie.
I just
Yeah,
remember at one
little
point, like the
boy,
cow's
Tony
eyes
Thompson.
turned red and like its ears turned into
Oh,
bats or
okay.
something. I don't know. It was,
Yeah.
it was weird, but it was
Okay.
cool.
Okay, I guess whatever you can count it in the vampire lore, whatever. But still, like
I
you
was just
wouldn't.
giving you a hard time.
We're fucking playing in like the Son of the Mask fucking lore into this bitch where you just put the mask on the dog even though it doesn't fit his face.
Cool.
Hmm.
All right, now that we listened to Jay Fred's, we're gonna go with Derek's favorite movie.
So this one was a really tough one to come up with. There are a couple that are pretty good, but I'm probably gonna go with one that I actually watched today. For the first time, it was a lot more. I was really surprised by how much I enjoyed it. And that's Train to Busan. First of all, you know, like I know it's weird. Like if I'm watching like an anime or something, like I don't mind watching it in Japanese with the subtitles, but watching a live action film in Korean with the subtitles just kind of threw me through a loop for a little while. But I was really surprised because, you know, there's really good production value to it. Like the zombies, the way they did, like they looked really realistic. It wasn't like you're over the top, like, oh, arm falling off here, bone sticking out here. Like there were just really subtle touches with the makeup and like effects that were really good. And then I thought it was interesting how they played on like, so for anyone that hasn't seen it, the zombies can only really see in the daytime. Like if it even gets kind of dim or dark, like they lose all sense of like what's going on. And I thought it was kind of cool seeing the deterioration of the eyes like that, like how, you know, they don't have full brain capacity. They're not able to like see in the dark or adjust. They can't open doors like when they're locked inside the train compartments. Like they can't. Oh, by the way, it takes place on a train for those of you who don't know.
The movie Train to Busan.
Yeah.
What?
It's not on a boat.
Where are they going?
Busan.
Holy shit!
Actually,
Didn't see that one coming.
They go a couple places. Don't worry.
That was out of left
Mainly
field.
to hell,
Holy
but
shit.
you know. But yeah, they can't even like open the doors and stuff. And it's not even until later on in the movie you actually see them start even trying to break down glass. So I know it sounds like it'd be really easy at that point. Like, oh, they're not breaking anything. They're not. They can't see in the dark. Like this. It sounds like it'd be really easy, but it's really not. Like watching the movie, it was like really intense. Just how quickly shit fell apart. There are parts where I may say that, like, okay, it seems like that many people somehow just got infected that fast. Like, okay, but it showed a really real side because you see, like, sometimes how shitty people can be in, like, their own self-interest. Like, there is one character, and if you watch the movie, you'll know exactly which one I'm talking about, but, like, he is just the shittiest person you've ever fucking seen.
Fucking worst.
Yep.
Like, that... Like the CEO,
I think
he says he's like a CEO or COO of a company or something. But
some
he is just
corporate
the
executive, I don't remember.
worst fucking character the entire time. Like,
Yep.
and then it also has like, you know, the nice backstory of like, you know, like you have this dad who has just really been like involved in work, and you know him and his wife are split. She had left because he never had time for the family, and then the daughter is, you know, like upset because she's not close with her father, and then like seeing the sacrifice he starts putting in to like become a better man, like right here when all this shit's going down. I mean, it has its moving parts to it. It was nice.
The train.
I mean, the moving parts, yeah. I meant like a little bit more emotional parts.
Most
but, I mean,
functioning trains do have moving parts.
I mean, this is true, but
Derek just hitting it with the good puns
Most
over here.
functioning.
and then you know, like I thought it was really cool. Just they're starting out in like car number 9, and they're like, oh shit, there are people surviving up there in like cart 15. We have to find our way to get up there through these other carts. So seeing like the way they maneuver their way through the train was just really interesting because it wasn't just like okay, we all have weapons, let's go bash some zombies. Like, you're on a fucking train. Like, how many people here have like these weapons on a fucking train? Like, no one.
Yeah.
So like seeing them have to like, you know, stealth and like use ingenuity and stuff to get through, I thought was really nice.
Yeah, and
Throwing suitcases.
It
Yeah,
was
from
one of
what I-
those times that I saw that the person who carries a pocket knife is the one who lives. That's why I carry a pocket knife.
the one thing that I did notice is the only weapons
situation.
Yeah, exactly.
the only
Just
weapons
that.
that they
I
did
didn't know
find
about
was
that,
from
really.
like the sheer fact that like a little league baseball team was on the train. I'm like, oh, they got fucking bats.
I don't know if I
It's
call
like
them little
English.
league.
I was
They were
gonna
high
say.
school or college, but
Yeah.
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I
Yeah.
forget. Yeah, they were
Bigger
just like
league.
baseball players down there, and they had their baseball bats. But yeah, I like the hobo in that movie. I don't know why.
yeah,
he definitely
surprising.
Like, yeah, his whole deal and like his story and like his end was something.
like, and seeing that for the first time today, like there's an anime that's supposed to be a prequel to it, Train to Soul.
Oh okay.
Oh.
And like I need to go watch that now because I'm really interested. Like I'm saying, like, because obviously like this is taking place like when everything's immediately going down. This isn't like weeks or days or years later. Like this is like they're on the train and then the news is like this just in, this is happening. Like, oh shit. So and it starts like in the town that the guy is like the main character's from. So I'm just kind of wondering like, well, what is Train to Soul about? Because Soul's not mentioned like pretty much anywhere in it. And if it's a prequel, you know, I'm just kind of curious to see how that goes. So there's an anime version of it on.
I didn't even know there
on
was one.
Yeah.
I
that's
think
really
it's on
cool.
Hulu or
Soul
something.
Station.
That's what it is, Soul Station. Yeah. And so like I need to
Oh,
go
so that
watch it.
begins. Okay, that's really cool.
Wait, how did the zombies get on the train?
Oh, so that's actually what got me into it. Was like I was on Netflix and I saw like the Train to Busan, and it shows like this girl like gets bit and she like they help her onto the train and they're like what
Not
happened?
even.
Like,
She snuck onto it.
oh yeah, she snuck
Like,
onto it.
The guy was looking this
Oh.
way, and she's just like, she got bit. She just ran and dove
Yeah.
onto it to get away, and then
and it like closes, and then like the best part was like the guy that like closed the doors that was just on the station. All of a sudden, like you just see him just like the zombie launches and just takes him out.
Just fucking mauls him.
I was like,
Wait,
it
and
was
so
like
the-
silence.
It starts like hitting a brick wall. Like nothing's happening, and then out of nowhere, boom, it's happening.
And then like the train takes off. When the train takes off, do they know there's
She's
zombies?
on there?
No, do they know there's zombies?
No.
period?
No.
Nobody
So like
knows.
the train's
Later
going
on,
for a while, and then they're like,
this is
"Oh,
a nice train, like one of those big fancy trains, and like it has TVs on it, and they're starting to see like the
Oh, wow.
news,
The
like
citizens
people
are rioting and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At first, they think that they're just like citizens rioting, and the police are like against the citizens. Then they realize that these aren't like normal citizens, like they're fucking
These are
fighting and
zombies.
shit.
The main character is like a hedge fund manager, and his assistant or whatever calls him and says that there was like a riot or what did he say? He said it was a union issue or something. I don't remember. And then they're like, "Oh no, this is more serious than we thought. It's not that at all."
nice."
And
No,
you kind of see a little glimpse beforehand, like just before they get on the train. I don't remember if any of the main characters noticed it, but there was like a bunch of people who were like coming around. They had like a camera or camera phones and stuff out and taking pictures, and somebody was apparently like having a seizure or whatever, and
They were actually
then you find
turning.
out, yeah,
Doing
the only
vigorous
thing I wish
breakdancing.
they went into more was that like the company where the outbreak started and all this was like a big client or whatever of the hedge fund manager. Like that's why like his assistant at one point like calls him saying like, "Is this my fault? Like is this our fault? Did we do this?" And it kind of has that moment like the main character. He's kind of like, "Shit, like we might have had something to do with this or be involved," but they didn't explain enough into like what that company was doing. How are you involved with this company? Because a hedge fund manager would just I wouldn't assume would be like a direct part of that company. They'd be more of a client. But I don't really know exactly how the stuff
yeah.
works
I mean,
over
the
there.
only thing that I can think of they'd be going for is they probably purchased a very large quantity of stocks from this company. So the company got a whole lot of funds, and maybe they got that specifically to do this research.
No, yeah,
So,
that's
I
what I'm
mean,
saying. Like they leave it very vague that you can intuit that kind of stuff,
Right.
but they never directly say like, "Oh, yeah, this is what they were working on. This is how it created zombies. You're directly responsible because you paid us all this money."
But then also in the beginning of the movie, when that truck's coming through and he's like asking what's going on, they make it pretty clear that this has happened before and bad stuff has happened. I think he said they had to like
So I
kill
didn't
all
catch
his
all that at
cows
the
or
beginning.
something like that.
See, the beginning I was
So-
kind of like still trying to get into it, and
Yeah, that's fair.
I was doing other things at home,
It did start off a little bit slow, but
like working.
that happens a lot. So, you know.
And he's outed.
But yeah, so I'm the only other part of that is if they knew that this company has a history of being irresponsible with research and stuff, and they still bought their stocks because it was profitable and a good idea for their return on investment, then they could have been looking at it from that side and said, well, we still supported them even though they were irresponsible, and then they were irresponsible enough to wipe out 3/4 of the country or whatever.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah.
So
I'll have to watch this now.
No,
It is a-
definitely
it is a-
you
highly
should.
recommend
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I
a
was
very
surprised.
good
Like
movie.
it easily became one of the best zombie movies I've seen, just because you don't see a whole lot that are like this one does keep you kind of on the edge of your seat. Like it has a lot of suspense to it.
Sounds like Snowpiercer plus zombies.
Snowpiercer.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
I've never seen
Didn't that one
Snowpiercer,
have
but I know what
Chris
it's
Evans?
about.
Okay.
I mean, it does both involve a train, so.
Mm-hmm.
And then
And-
getting from the
and-
back of the train to the front
Well,
of the
now
train.
if we're
Oh,
just talking
man.
about train movies,
I
guys,
got a
there's a little
conspiracy
engine
theory
that
for
could that I
y'all.
need to tell you all about.
Oh,
But
there's a conspiracy theory about Snowpiercer that I'll share with y'all later. It's really,
okay, well,
it's
you-
really
how about-
out there. And
How about
it's
for now you
awesome.
share with us your favorite movie?
Boom.
Boom.
Segue.
Bumper.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so before mine got stolen,
Maybe you should sit over there. I don't
Way
want
to go,
tell you.
Derek. You stole his movie.
Yeah.
yeah, the movie I haven't
The
seen.
movie he's never seen or heard of.
That's been
Yeah.
done before.
I've heard of it. I've never
Oh, you
seen
have?
it.
Oh, okay.
Um,
be.
So I guess my second would be kind of like on the same line, where like I would pick World War Z, where it's sort of like the same thing, where you see like this is like how it could actually go down, like if a zombie like outbreak happened, where it is sort of weird how the one thing about the movie, this is why probably it's not my favorite, was like the zombies wouldn't attack people that were already like mortally ill with something.
Compromised in some way.
Yeah, like they want almost like they wanted their disease to be the one killing you, kind of thing, which was sort of weird.
Well, they wanted to make the best predators.
I mean, I guess that's fair.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing because like every movie and everything we've referenced, you talk about like how this could be how it really happens, and I'm like,
I mean,
I think that's the point. All of them could be how. It
I
really
mean,
happens.
I don't know. I guess Dawn,
Don't let
like
him get to you.
Dawn and Shaun of the Dead. I'm
Let
like,
me get to you because you know it's true.
I could see somebody like doing like a Shaun of the Dead type thing where they just hold themselves
mean-
off in a bar or a pub.
yeah, maybe.
No, you know, there's gonna be some drunken idiots. That are out there.
100%. You're walking in like
But,
an
like-
intersection trying to survive.
No,
you
but
get
go
shot.
So
on.
what about
Sorry.
like Zombieland, where they're after a Twinkie the whole damn movie?
Some people like Twinkies, dude. I
Oh,
don't
come
know.
on,
I'm not
man.
one of them, but
May I present to you
Yeah.
drug addicts?
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, anyways, yeah,
Gotta
go
get
on.
that fix.
I guess because it's almost like from a more serious standpoint. I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
tweakers during a zombie apocalypse.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, and on that point of like not infecting people that are already compromised in some way, biology is like such this like, especially right now, you have this whole like COVID situation happening and
The what?
the who, there's it's just like things where it's just some people just don't show like symptoms of the actual virus, and it's just weird. So biology is like this weird thing that we just don't. New things appear that make it very difficult to understand. So I would see a virus not wanting to infect a host that's already infected, because if it's so new in the way that the World War Z zombie virus was, it would essentially already get kicked out by the bigger virus. Like, let's say somebody has cancer, the cancer cells would just keep multiplying and multiplying, so the virus would just die off on its own because there's just not enough. Either that, I don't freaking know. It's just like a theoretical zombie virus, but I would see it on the like biological standpoint of why a virus wouldn't want to infect somebody who's already immunocompromised.
Oh, makes sense.
But that's just me.
I mean, I see what you're talking about, though.
Yeah.
It made sense to me.
I thought it was J. Fred's job to bring science into this podcast.
I don't know, man.
He's
You're
Yeah,
breaking
now we
the
have
script.
two science
Hey,
people, and
you
I'm
have
like,
one line in the script. You're going against the script.
Apologies.
He's my protege.
He's the newbie. We don't know what he's good at yet, you know?
he's got to find his little niche, his little
But yeah.
area.
I did think that was a weird thing, and I think it explains it more in the book. But the book is just it's so much more in depth than the actual movie, which is really disappointing.
So what's
Yeah.
the actual like?
But
point?
is it
like I haven't seen the
surprising,
movie.
though?
Like explain to me
No.
like what
Yeah.
it's about.
So the movie is about.
Zombies.
so we're
He's
the movie. Let's
He's a
keep it to the
reporter,
movie.
right?
Mm-hmm.
He's
think
not.
so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He's trying to find patient zero, which was
okay.
weird. What Tyler was talking about earlier. He's trying to find patient zero.
He's just trying to figure out how to cure, like,
yeah. It's.
trying to trace it back because there's, like, all around the world before, like, mass outbreak, there were, like, these isolated incidents. So he's, like,
Mhm.
tracing them back.
Yeah. It-
And then like during the movie, there's like a mass outbreak. I'm assuming.
At the beginning of the movie,
At the
there
very
is.
beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
And after they survive that, and they get picked up because he worked for, like, a government contractor, and he's like, you got to go into the field and you got to figure out where this thing started, so hopefully we can find a cure.
It's really crazy. Like I can definitely see, like, having heard what the book's about, you can kind of draw sort of like a connection, because it's definitely kind of like he's all over the place. But
Global, baby.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think like obviously we see who patient zero is because like it shows you in all the scenes,
Yeah.
but I don't think he just hears a story, right?
I think he does find patient zero because it's this guy. He goes to a city in China because they have to like land a plane, and they land a plane in China and they go to like this bunker place and they find like a bed that's like charred with like a dead body, but that body's
Oh,
still
yeah,
that
that's
body's
right.
still moving, and that's patient zero.
That's patient. Yep, that's right.
Yeah. But the movie deviates from the book in the sense that like it's not a story of a bunch of different people. It's a story of one guy and the people that he meets. So
The ending's really good. Have you never seen it?
I like
The ending's
ending.
insane.
It was very
endings are-
tense.
I almost
The
want to say
holy
I tried to
shit.
watch it once. I just wasn't in the mood, so I like turned it off. But
The Russian one is the
But y'all know
most
how
Russian
picky I
fucking
am
thing
with
you'll
movies.
ever see.
the
What?
fans know how
Did-
picky I am with movies.
You never find out what really I'm not gonna ruin it for Derek. What he really like
you
puts in
can
his
go
body at the end, right? You never actually find out.
No, I think they do because they
Do
say
they?
they
They
say
just
the
know-
who spreads it.
They just know it's not deadly.
Yeah.
Because remember,
Do they?
Yeah.
Does he
remember
die?
they
Is that
told
what
him
y'all
what
trying to
wasn't deadly, but he
pussyfoot
did. He
around?
just kind of like
They find
bad
a
guy.
they find a vaccine that's for an easy virus, and then they just spread that.
oh yeah, I know that's how. But do they find out what that guy in that room?
All we know is that they
Yeah, you
that
don't
he
know,
chose
right?
one that wasn't deadly.
Yeah.
Because if he had chosen one of the deadly ones, it would have killed him in seconds.
Yeah.
That
I
was
thought there
like-
was also ones that didn't kill him in seconds. That's why I didn't know.
I mean,
Slow, agonizing
like
death.
they're not, but those ones weren't like death. They were treatable.
It's just
Oh,
like
yeah, it's fair.
it's just
The
like
other ones were like cyanide. Like,
That
it's
would
just
have worked.
yeah. Pretty
Hey, the
much-
zombies won't kill you if you inject yourself with cyanide.
Pretty much the guy that he takes around
Yeah.
ends up shooting himself on accident and dying, and so he like tries to figure out what to do, like patient zero and stuff, and then he figures out that all the people that are like compromised in some way, like if they were malnourished or they had like limbs missing and stuff, the zombies weren't attacking them, and he realized that he could use sickness as camouflage. So he goes to the World Health Organization building, and he has to like infiltrate because there's zombies where the like all the diseases are and stuff. So he has to infiltrate there to find the diseases, get them, so that way they can start making something that's going to be like not killing them, but it will camouflage them from the virus, so the zombies won't attack them while they kill them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's just like he injects himself and he looks. It's just a big box that's labeled cancer. It's like, oh, I gave myself
And
cancer.
so I guess my last question would be like, why is it your favorite?
I mean, like I already said, like it's just like I guess because it's more like I don't want to like it feels more real.
Yeah, there's a big human.
I mean,
He's like, I
it's-
really didn't want to say that after what you said.
Yeah,
There's a big human aspect to the movie. I get what you mean.
where like there's like actual like it's not just like comedy.
Mhm.
Where it's like it's more like a
Oh,
serious
picking on
tone.
comedies now.
Comedy is terrible. I hate comedy.
Well, you're not very good at it, so that makes sense.
Exactly.
Ah.
Leave him
Alright.
alone.
Go ahead and blow us away over there, Juan.
Yeah.
So mine is on the lines of like 28 weeks later. Well, I do like 28 days later. 28 weeks.
Is the sequel.
Yeah, I guess if you want to say it like that. Whenever I first saw it, I'm like, there's no fucking way that like London's gonna be done with like all these zombies and like immediately like 28 weeks later they're gonna send people back, because that just makes no sense to me. But now that we're doing all this is happening and it's like people are like getting tired of having to wear a mask all the time and having to do all these things, I can definitely see once this is all over, people just being like, oh, finally I can take my mask off, and then just like cases just spike immediately. And
Kind of did happen, actually.
it kind of did happen, yeah. But the whole deal with 28 weeks later is that it was, especially the beginning, where like the father is like with his wife and this son that they took in. It goes down as like one of the saddest scenes in like any zombie movie, because you expect the dad to like protect his family from the zombies that are busting into the house, but instead he just jumps out the window and just runs. He just runs away. And you see like the scene, he turns around and you see his wife like gets snatched by a zombie through the window, and he just keeps running and running. There's actually a Boondocks, what's it called? Like a Boondocks parody of that whole scene. It's really funny, but that whole scene goes down as like one of the saddest zombie movie scenes. So that's also why I like the movie, is because it's not action packed, but it's very sad, I guess. But yeah, that's why I like it. It's a very spooky movie, and I think it's one of like the last, I would say, like put it in like the golden age of zombie movies when they were still kind of like good, like before they became like comedy movies like Zombieland and stuff like that, and like Shaun of the Dead. I feel like that was like the last one, because it had a lot of like British aspects to it, and like British people are just like the most saddest people on the planet, so so it just adds like this like sad aspect to it of like, even whenever we're done with it, even whenever they sent back all the people into their homes, there was still like zombie outbreaks going out, and it immediately spiked as they sent the healthy people in. So I don't want to like beat the dead horse, but it had a very human aspect to it. So
It felt very real, right? Like this could be the real
no,
life.
this one felt fake as hell, but
Oh.
See?
yeah, but it had like that human aspect of like people will get tired even in those situations of like, just let me get back home, and like it definitely ties to what's happening right now, where as soon as this is over, people are gonna like just be done with it and cases are going to spike immediately, is what I see. But that's why I like 28 weeks later more than 28 days. That's my thing.
Cool. Yeah, that's probably the oldest one that we talked about in this group.
Yeah, 28
Yeah.
weeks. It was between
Yeah.
that or Shaun of the Dead, but I didn't want to like say 2 zombie comedy movies.
Cool. Well, mine is a zombie comedy movie. So
Do tell.
So probably my favorite. I don't know if it's just like recency bias or if it was nice and refreshing. But it was called Little Monsters. And if you're not familiar, it's a relatively new film. Came out in 2019. It's on Hulu, so go check it out if you haven't already. And spoilers for if you haven't watched it and you plan on watching it. So pretty much what Little Monsters is about is this kindergarten teacher taking her class on a field trip to this farm. And next to that farm is a military base. Is a military research building. And so zombies get out of that military research
Who'd
building.
guessed?
I know, it was surprising. So it's pretty much like they're at like this like farm, like family fun center, and she has to figure out how to survive the zombie apocalypse that's happening, or I guess not an apocalypse because it's only in that one small area, but like this zombie outbreak while trying to like also not traumatize her kids. So she does everything that she can to like pretty much convince like kindergartners not to get attacked by these things while still talking to them like they're 5. So she's like, yeah, like they're all coming in for hugs and you don't want to get hugs by these people. And so they're like, oh no, like they're trying to hug us, and they like try to run, like they run and stuff, like, and like she like uses them to like get into like different buildings and stuff, and like
The 2 scenes that I saw from the trailer of Little Monsters was whenever they get on the tractor thing with like the big the container on the back, and they're like riding away, and they're seeing them like all like really slowly move up. They're like doing like camp songs or something like that. And whenever she kills a zombie and she comes back in with like blood on her, she's like, what is that? Oh, it's jam. It's just jam. I was like, that's exactly how I would like explain without traumatizing kids.
yeah, it's the stuff she comes up with is really funny, and like, yeah, it's a lot of it is just ridiculous. Like, she's trying to like survive this outbreak, keep these kids alive. The other main character is like this deadbeat uncle dude that's there. Like, he's like the chaperone, and he's kind of useless. So she has to like keep him together. Probably the best part about it, though, other than like Lupita Nyong'o's, like her acting was awesome. She did a great job just being happy and cheery while suffering like through all this zombie outbreak. Was Josh Gad was there, and he was like this like child entertainer, you know, that guy that's on TV that like entertains your kids, and he's got like a puppet friend, and it turns out that he's just the hugest asshole. like and it's just really bad. Like, he's there doing like, I think he's like shooting a commercial or something, and he's there for the outbreak. So like he goes to the visitor center and he locks it, and they get to the visitor center and they're like, let us in. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. And like he was just like pretty much like telling him to fuck off.
So this is Josh Gad?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Josh Gad as like a Sesame Street performer, like, and like just being a total dick.
So
Luckily,
like chain smoking cigarettes while he was talking to the kids.
probably like I don't think he did, but pretty
Yeah.
much like that's the
Yeah.
attitude he had. Like,
Yeah.
and like he was so ridiculous and such an asshole. And I think it was just funny seeing Josh Gad in that form too, just because he's always like the happy-go-lucky Olaf guy, and then that one he's like, go fuck yourself, kids. Like, and it was just it was just funny, and it was like it wasn't like overly tense, but like a lot of the stuff they had to like weave between the zombies, because the zombies were all around the visitor center and stuff, and so it was tense. And like there was like a moment like they tried to get to the Josh Gad's vehicle, like there's a van that he had, and he like locks them out, and then it turns out that the guy that does the puppet was like a zombie, and you just see the puppet come through the curtain, and it's like all bloody, and he just like grabs him and he starts eating him, and it was just like, oh my god. Like,
So it's on Hulu?
yeah. It was pretty ridiculous. And then it turns out like the zombies like music, so like as they're escaping, they're on the slow ass tractor,
Yeah, that's the one
And-
that's on the, yeah.
and they're all like doing like all the little kid, the wheels on the bus stuff, and so like the zombies will be chill, and like so they like that's how they get out, and like the military's there and they actually do something. So it's
Oh,
also a nice change of pace on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just a really fun movie, and it's like, I mean, there's a lot of other like good zombie movies that I love, but that one, I don't know. It was kind of refreshing on how it was still like somehow like happy and fun, but at the same time dealing with the fact that these people were getting eaten. Like,
What I have noticed is that there's a couple zombie movies that involve children. Like, there's a movie called The Girl with All the Gifts, and it's supposed to be. I don't think they actually ever call them zombies, but it's like after the whole zombie outbreak happens, and these mutated children come from those like zombie families, which I don't know how I haven't watched the movie, but I just know like the premise of the actual movie. It's supposed to be that she is the only one that's able to function as a human while still being a zombie. And there's like points they have like big muzzles on them, so they have to like figure out how to find the cure for the zombie outbreak while lugging around this like human zombie hybrid. But I haven't seen the movie, but I heard that it's pretty good. And then the other one's like Cooties, which is supposed to be like a comedy movie. It's like there's an infection in chicken nuggets, and all these kids are eating chicken nuggets, and they get like this zombie virus on them. And it's only kids that are affected by it. If you're like over like the age of 21 or something, you can't get Cooties anymore.
So it's just beating the shit out of a bunch of little kids.
Basically, yeah, it's such a funny movie. But
doing
yeah,
what needs to be done.
Sounds like my kind of movie, honestly.
the gym teacher is the funniest one because he like fucking I think the gym teacher like gets like suited up with all like the stuff in the gym room and just starts beating the fuck out of kids.
Jeez, wow, what a movie!
Sounds
But
good
yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed is that a couple zombie movies are like targeting more as like kids as the zombies. But
Okay.
but yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good zombie movies out there. So
Heck yeah.
we only covered a few, but definitely go and check out any others. Like
Exactly.
we didn't talk about like Zombieland, like any of the Resident Evils, Dawn of the Dead was a classic. So there's a lot out there if you just want to get into zombies. Okay, now that we finished up the favorite movie segment, we're going to head on to our next one, and it is the audience question segment. So we wanted to bring all of you into our maelstrom of madness, so we asked for questions from people like you for the crew to ask about this, or to answer about this week's topic. Special shout out to Jamie, Tracy, Crystal, and Brandon, all for providing questions. Appreciate it. It wasn't all just me this time, which was a nice change.
You're welcome.
So this podcast was brought to you partially by listeners like you.
Thank you.
That was a little cheesy, but I'll take it. All right, so first question
Might get
is,
sued by PBS.
if you had to be in one of the worlds of a zombie movie, which one would you want to be in? And I know you probably don't want to be in a zombie movie, but if you were in one, which one would it be?
Shaun of the Dead. Because they're not fat zombies. And it's a comedy.
You can go down to the pub for a pint,
Yes.
let it blow over.
Go to the
You don't even live in. You live in America, though. That doesn't
I
even
don't care.
Oh my lord.
I live in the world, therefore I live in London.
Maybe he's visiting. Well, it happens, you know.
Oh,
He
my
could
lord.
move.
You don't know his life. You don't know his story.
Okay, fair enough.
There are pubs here.
Yeah.
True. Oh man,
I don't
imagine
know
getting
if
locked
they're
in
as
J
good,
Gills.
but
Oh,
you-
I'd be so happy.
Oh, and now we know your answer to the future question. All right.
What?
Don't worry
Oh
about it.
no, that was not
Yeah,
my
no.
answer.
Don't think about it too hard.
I'm gonna go with Zombie Network.
Yeah, is that what's up? All right, you.
As a zombie or a human?
Ooh, definitely human.
I
Well,
think,
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I want
zombies
to
are the
start as
stars,
human
yeah.
and have a reoccurrence as a zombie. Oh my god, it would kill it.
You're guaranteed some spots in the future episodes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's going to come down to a tie here. One of them, could take the warm bodies route where it's like, I'm just going to live my life as a zombie the whole time because, let's be honest, not getting cured there, but it's peaceful. Or it could go like I don't remember the exact title of the movie. It's like the Boy Scouts Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that one wouldn't be so bad because, the zombies tend to be pretty dumb there. Like they're getting outwitted by these little teenage Boy Scouts.
I completely
like,
forgot that was a movie.
Question:
Oh,
is it
fuck.
because of the strip club zombies?
oh, 100%. Like
Scott's Guide to the Zombie.
I don't discriminate, live or dead, Well,
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
well,
Now we know.
not into necrophilia, but
Whatever you're
Oh
into,
my
that's fine.
God.
But
We
hey,
don't-
don't knock it till you try.
we
That's what
don't
I've always
kink
been
shame.
told. I keep an open mind
I
here.
know.
So
Keep your
We
hedonistic.
know where his
kinks.
morals go if the zombie apocalypse happens.
The Saint Mamas podcast.
Oh my god, that'd be a great name for a podcast.
it really would. But my mom would not be at all surprised by some of the answers I give on here. So
So she would not give those answers. All right, Tracy, what you got?
I don't know. I feel like all the ones I've seen, like there's like literally 5 people alive.
he's like World War Z
He
because
could
I
be one
want
of
to
those
die.
5.
Yeah, like what was these? Everyone's dead.
Chop him.
Like I imagine everyone's dead.
But you get to listen to Bob Marley all the time.
People live in
That is a big
Zombieland,
plus.
kinda.
Yeah.
People live in Zombieland, yeah.
You see the second one? They had that whole
I haven't
tower
seen the second
utopia
one.
like orgy
Don't live
place.
at that tower. That was a stupid idea.
It was a very
Yeah.
bad idea.
I think I would go with like probably Shaun of the Dead too. Honestly,
Mhm.
just
Oh, you guys gonna be besties going to the pub for,
Hell yeah,
for
brother.
a drink, let
Hell
it all
yeah.
blow over? All right.
What was funny is that it did blow over.
That was dumb.
Most fucking British thing
what's
ever.
funny. I would rather be the roommate that turns into a zombie and gets chained in the backyard or whatever.
So what do you do when the pub runs out of beer, though?
Go
It's
on
a pub.
to
Go to
another
a new
pub.
pub.
What do you
It's a
mean?
pub. It's not
It's
running out
England.
of beer.
Dude,
Look,
Obviously, you've never been out
let me-
drinking with me.
Let me live my fucking life, okay, J-Fred?
I mean, it's England. There's like
by that time you'll need another
lot of
liver, and that's a
pubs.
different problem.
That's fair.
Yeah, I feel like pubs in England are like trash cans or Japan. If you go to a corner, there's going to be a pub.
yeah.
This is like New Orleans, where you
It's
know
like
every
a,
other
it's like
building
extreme. It's like an
That's true.
extreme pub crawl. You know.
Yeah.
Getting into a really weird geographical like assumption thing going on. Like,
is a pub. We all just know different. He's like, I know about London, New Orleans. like-
Boston.
Oh, dude.
I mean,
That'd be
we've been in New
be
Orleans.
all-
We know how it is there.
That's
Okay,
true.
like the
Yeah, just be in
whole
New
district
Orleans.
smells bad
You just-
because of the pubs.
Boom, boom, boom.
Shaun of the
Just
Dead,
knocking
but
out
New
down the
Orleans.
road.
You can go upstairs, like you can.
That'd be
it's-
something Shaun
it's
of
an
the Dead,
idea,
but
like-
New Orleans. Yeah.
Yeah, Creole of the Dead.
Except for the fact that they have that huge like famous graveyard that's there that would have like so many bodies coming out of it.
And like voodoo, who cares? Dude,
Yeah, voodoo
one of the
too,
fucking
like,
horde,
this
one
would
of
be
the
a terrible
hordes is,
place to fucking go.
one of the hordes is like the fucking bands, and they're still playing their fucking instruments.
like that. Like if the zombie apocalypse has like those 4 horsemen type things, like that's where one of them is going to be. Is
Oh, yeah.
there?
Is there a party horseman?
I mean, that'd be pretty dope.
We're gonna war against boring.
Okay.
It's your
Yeah.
turn, Tyler.
So, as far as movies go, probably Zombieland, but really, like, I would say probably like iZombie, the TV show, because like
Okay.
well, I mean, but like I love the idea. Like it's cool that like she gets to solve murders and stuff, and like the world's still going. But I think the idea of being able to eat brains and like reliving people's memories, like I think that would be so cool. Because like there's people that like.
You say that, but go eat the brain of like a PTSD
I
veteran.
mean, I'm
or
not gonna
something,
do
okay?
that. I've
Like-
seen that episode. It was not a good episode.
Like some people have some traumatic experiences. Do you really
But,
want
like,
to share
but-
those?
But like
Rape
one
victims.
of them,
no.
like the zombie entrepreneur, creates like a bar, and he like goes and he's a scumbag, but he goes out and kills people that have interesting lives, so that way like his patrons can come in, buy bits of that brain and eat it, and they get to relive all the cool stuff.
Okay.
Oh, heck
Yeah.
yeah.
Not that I saw much of it, but I'd say another also good one if we're going to count TV shows would be the Santa Clarita Diet, because it doesn't seem like there's too many downsides there, other than she just kind of has to eat people here and there.
Yeah, you know, it's a thing. You know, it's
Yeah, I
whatever.
mean, like we're all just trying to eat and survive. You know, we love food.
yeah,
Got to do what you got to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want
definitely been a boon in zombie TV in the past few years.
Right.
Could you imagine like the hipster,
been very
like
different.
the hipster zombies? It's like, yeah, I don't eat meat eater brain. He starts eating like a hippie's brain.
I only eat organically grown in the ground meat.
I only
Or
eat free
brains.
range brain.
Cruelty free.
Grass
These
brain.
humans were totally free range until they died of natural causes.
Yeah, cruelty
cause-
free.
Gotta
Was
find
a
the
bat to
brain
the
of the
head.
tree, and that's what we eat.
Cruelty free would be like the hippies that are like, no, they're just our friends, so they like volunteer themselves to get eaten. And
You
that
see
would
like
be
these humans
cruelty-free.
frolicking in a field.
Eat my brain. No, you eat my brain. Like just super peace loving.
How about I eat both your brains?
All right.
Come here.
All right. That actually kind of works with, do you think you would survive a zombie apocalypse, and where would you die?
Honestly, yeah. I think I'd at least live for quite a while. Can't say that I would last through the entire thing because depends on how everything goes. But I feel like I have a pretty good shot at living for a while.
Okay, what would be the thing that gets you, though?
If I wasn't able to get out of the city and highly populated areas fast enough.
Okay. All right. It's a very realistic answer.
I mean, I've actually given this thought over my life, so
All right.
not
Fred's
that I
a prepper.
necessarily think that like a zombie apocalypse is going to happen, but
Yeah, it's one of those things, you know, you just lay in bed and you're like,
yeah.
what would I
pretty
do
much.
if I was attacked by zombies?
Yeah.
What the fuck would I do?
So I just triggered another movie in my head, and I can't think of what it is. But it's like, because you're asking about the downfall. For me, I mean, no, I'd definitely die at some point. Like, let's be honest here.
In the initial
Um,
outbreak, or would you say?
I'd probably get killed by the people with me because I complain too much. But well, there was one movie where this guy takes this girl home, and she ends up becoming a zombie. Like,
Zombieland? That's the beginning
was
of
that the
Zombieland.
second Zombieland movie?
No, that was
No.
the
That
first
that was,
one.
that was the beginning of Zombieland, the first one.
Really?
Yeah, he thought
Yeah.
she
He-
was
he
being real
lets her in.
handsy, but she was actually turning into a zombie.
I thought the
Yeah.
beginning he was in quote unquote Garland, Texas. Shout out to my hometown.
No, it does like a flashback to what he was doing.
Oh,
And she, like-
okay,
she's,
okay.
like,
I
knocks-
wonder. I didn't
yeah.
know. Okay.
Yeah, he was just chilling. In
No,
his
me,
apartment.
that'd be my downfall right there.
Absolutely.
but-
Yeah, he was
You're just like looking through the people.
That is actually
I-
how Derek would go.
that is how
I
I
can
would. I would definitely get lured in by some pretty girl and die. Yeah.
I was like,
I
I see no downside to this.
What a way to go, though.
mean, it's true. Going out on top here, but
Or
No,
bottom,
that's-
whatever.
I mean, or bottom. Yeah, I'm whatever.
Whatever's
I mean,
her
I'm
preference.
into whatever. I don't discriminate. I'm very open minded here.
You say that, I call it going out in a bang. Okay.
Next
person.
Wow.
Next
I see what you
person.
did
He
there.
did the
Next
thing.
person. Next person. Next person.
All right, Tracy.
How do you think you
Okay.
would die, Tracy? Or survive?
I guess I'm kind of like Jay Fred. I guess my thing is like I feel like the initial outbreak, it's like 90% of people usually like die in most of these movies, and I almost feel like it's almost like dumb luck. Like it's whoever's luckiest who's going to survive that part.
I would say
I'm really fucked.
you can be very unlucky and not live, but you can also be lucky and not be in that area and still
Yeah.
die because
Or-
you're just
You're
Yeah.
not prepared or
like me.
don't
Stay
know how to do
home
that or
and don't
whatever.
have to worry about
I
it.
feel like if I don't die in the initial outbreak just due to the nature of how that usually goes down, where you get caught up somewhere and just there's no way out, I feel like I could survive. I guess I felt like when I saw this question, I was like, me and Jay Fred are probably going to say yes, because knowing that myself and him both have extensive knowledge of like firearms and camping and like being out in nature, we're like, you're probably going to be outside a lot whenever this goes down.
That's what I got YouTube
So,
for, bro.
Just like survival skills.
Yeah, but believe it or not, when it comes down to like necessary for survival, you can pick those things up pretty quick.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
yeah, but it's like
Let 'em
And
have
I'll
it
also
just
say
it's like
that-
readily
Right, I was
available.
like,
I'll also
wow.
say that it definitely depends on how the whole zombie apocalypse happens, because if it affects like the entire ecosystem, then all your knowledge could be invalid and you have to relearn everything
Right.
on
Yeah,
the
Depends
fly.
on what type of zombies we
But
talk
Damn,
about.
Tracy.
If we talk about slow zombies, okay,
Also,
maybe.
yes.
If we talk about fast zombies, I haven't ran in years and years, so
Rule number 1.
cardio.
No, rule number 1 is if you're traveling
I'm
with
already
3 people,
fucked
you
at
don't
rule
have to
number
be
1.
faster than the thing you're running from.
Very true.
I'm not.
I think I can outrun at least half the people at this table.
I'm not sure if I'm more
But
worried
can
about
you
Jay Fred
survive
than
a
the
trip?
zombies.
I can get up
One.
pretty quickly. I think.
All right, one. Please take this dread I have because of Jay Fred away.
I feel like it would have to depend on whether they're fast or slow zombies. If they were fast zombies, I'd just wait. But I'd wait a little bit. But I feel like I have enough knowledge about survival skills to be able to survive at least to like getting to the first settlement, and then after that I'm just like fucking bunkering down until like the big horde comes in and knock it down.
How long do
'cause
you have to cook a piece of raw meat over a fire to be safe to eat?
safe to eat? I mean, depends on the type of meat, right? If you want to like
It does
medium,
not.
if it's a steak, if it's a
What about
steak, then it's like human.
Human meat. Are you
Shit.
prepared to go this far, one?
It had to
We're gonna
take-
ask you the real questions here, okay?
It had to take a while for me to go to like the fucking Dahmer party style fucking.
And
all
you
right,
hear
we're
that,
fucking-
people? He's a
we're
fucking cannibal.
You know what? I am fucking taking it with pride.
I'm seeing all these very different sides of all of these people.
But I feel like I would die from like trusting the wrong person, because like I would feel like I would need to help the right type of people.
Whoa!
Yeah, because
Are
it's,
y'all
it's just
pointing
like
at me?
I didn't point. I
It's
just
just like-
laughed when he
Oh,
pointed.
it looked like you, like with your finger right here. It looked like you were
No.
pointing over here at me.
I was not.
I know he was. It was not sneaky there.
It's not the same as Derek's as like falling to temptation. It's more of like the caregiver aspect where it's like, oh, it's like a family of 4 and I need to save them, but they're actually a bunch of fucking psychopaths and they fucking kill me. But that's how I feel like I
Yeah.
would die. Or they're like a bunch of
That's
lazy.
a good point. Like,
they're
are
a
any
bunch
of
of
you
like,
prepared to kick a little girl in the face and be like, "Get the fuck
or they're
outta
like a
here."
bunch of lazy pieces of shit and they're like eating
Depends
all
on
the
the
food.
situation.
He's like, yeah,
Depends on the
probably, no.
situation. But yeah, that's how I
You're
feel like I
wrong to
would
say
die.
I do that anyway.
I have been there, done that. I do that when they come knocking on my door to sell Girl Scout cookies. Like, get out of here.
This is Sparta.
I don't want your fucking Thin Mints. Get out of here.
Yeah.
But I do want the Thin Mints, though.
You're
Out
the
of
Thin Mints at the
Samoas?
door. Push the Thin Mints through the mail slot.
One at a
Let me
time.
get your arm back.
But yeah, that's how I feel I
Their
would die.
arm is
Please let me go, mister.
Give me all of your cookies.
Oh,
You don't
Yeah.
have the cookies until after you order them.
then you don't get an arm back till I get my cookies.
Right. I'm gonna hold on to this.
I'll keep it on ice.
This is when the movie turns dark.
We went past dark a while ago.
What about you, Mr.
For
Mr.
me,
Tyler?
I know that 100% I will die, and I 100% will die because of the guy in the other room, Brandon.
I was gonna be
Looking out for the brother.
Wait,
Okay.
yeah, trying to save Brandon, or Brandon got himself infected
Either
and
or.
then kills you.
No, 100%.
Do you think,
like
real talk, could you put Brandon down if he got infected?
He's not listening.
Oh man,
Ooh, the
I'm
tough
busting a
questions
cap
here.
in Brandon's ass. I'm
I
not gonna
don't-
lie.
And if so, would you do it? Yeah, like bullet like that, or are you going like intimate, like just
no,
knife in the
definitely be a
head?
bullet.
Or are you doing? Are you
I
doing?
mean, it
I
depends
gotta
on
get
what
it
I
fast
have.
because like it's
Same.
I got a
very
gun. I mean, duh.
like it's very because like I just knowing me, like I'm gonna try to save him, and knowing him, he's gonna be real bad at it.
Bad at being saved.
So we're both gonna get killed. When it comes down to it, like I want to say I could put him down if I have to because like I need to survive, but at the same time, I just feel like I'm gonna hesitate, and that's what's gonna cost me.
Are you gonna
So-
do the Michonne thing where you put him on a chain and you just start dragging him along?
I mean, I
Does
probably won't do
anyone
that
else
because
think that
that
it's
just seems
like-
like it's gonna be more work for me.
Exactly.
Like in those situations when, like, for example, say it is Brandon, and like I was gonna go put him down, you're like, no, he's my brother, I have to do it. Does anyone else think that's just like a terrible idea to let the person who is related to them
Yeah.
be the one to do it?
Yeah, it's gonna stick with you.
Well,
Like
I'm
half the
gonna
time it
say-
sticks with you, half the time they can't follow through with it, and it causes
I
problems.
was going to say, particularly if you have any reason to believe they wouldn't be able to follow through with it, you absolutely would not let them do it by themselves.
Like if it had to be me,
all right,
and
you
someone-
want to do it? I'm standing here too.
Come on,
but
guys.
If it was
You can
someone
believe in
I
me.
was related to, of the people at this table, it's gonna be you, Jay Fred. Like
it's fair.
again, like you know just as little of my family.
I
But
would assume.
I'm gonna put him with the I'm gonna put the gunman over here with him.
Yeah.
Honestly, he's
Jay
already kind of making me think he's gonna off us.
You
so-
already told me that you're like when it comes to
Well,
the family,
don't
like
let
that'd
me
be my
think you're infected
downfall.
with the
So
zombie
I'm gonna go
virus.
with this cold jaded motherfucker. No, I'm kidding.
Thanks.
this scumbag over here.
I can just see Tyler like trying to help Brandon, then like he gets distracted for a second helping Brandon, and then zombie Derek from the side. Just
Just spears them both.
Yep.
Double kill.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's 100% what would happen. Like I already know. Like I'm empathetic towards people. Like, and I really care about my family. And Brandon's just bad at things. And like I'm just gonna want to.
It's
I
not
can
that
tell
he's
that you care about him. and
The
his
best
feelings.
part of this is that your mom listens to this.
the worst part is she's
Tyler,
like,
stop
yeah.
bullying your brother. Stop bullying him on your podcast. This isn't nice.
I'm gonna get like a text, and she's like, "I get it."
You're like, Mom, keep it up. I'm leaving you behind too. Like,
It's gonna be just as hard as you. Like, but you're making it easier if you come at me.
like I thought this was gonna be my biggest struggle, and now who knows? Might just be a walk in the park.
Oh,
And then
jeez.
he loses a Patreon member.
Oh, jeez.
Mom, I love you. Anyway, so do you guys prefer movies with fast zombies or slow zombies?
For the entertainment value or for the potential scenario that I might have to face?
What do you like seeing the most?
Whatever it is.
I think fast zombies are more entertaining to watch, more intense, I guess. I don't
Right.
think it's, well, I was going to say not realistic, but the whole zombie thing really isn't strictly realistic. So I like watching fast zombies. I think they would be slow zombies, and if it ever happened, I hope they're slow zombies.
I 100%, or at least like a combination of like special infected and like normal zombies.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I
Not
was about
all
to
of
say
them.
for my answer. I was gonna say like realistically, like if we're living through this, like we all want them to be slow as fuck,
Yeah,
right? Like
exactly.
not even be able to like jog. But like as far as like for entertainment purposes, I like having the mix there.
Mm-hmm.
Like even though it's not a movie, it's a game. Like arguably, in my opinion, best zombie game ever made, Dying
Yeah.
Light. Like you have
Yeah.
most of your zombies who are pretty slow and like stumble around, but then you do have like the virals, those special ones that like
Yeah.
they can think on a higher level, they can run at you. Apparently, they do parkour, like
They're
you know.
just
But
fucking-
Fuck those things.
they're just like.
and then you
but
have
they're
the
also
ones
really
that are
cool.
stronger at nighttime. Like I don't ever wish that to be a thing, but like yeah, having some that are slow, but then like you know, like for movies, like then you have that dramatic part like in the middle of the movie where there
Mhm.
is another level of
The T800.
Yeah.
another level, yeah, that's just like above and beyond. Like we're faster, we're stronger, like we can actually think, like we can open doors, stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I like a good mix in the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the movie, I would rather it be fast, just due to.
Want to be
I mean, I don't want to watch main character walk away from the zombies and feel no real threat.
What about flipping over them? That's what you can do in Dying Light. You can like flip over them.
I didn't.
You do parkour, you can like vault over.
Oh
it.
yeah. Just because I mean, it's way more intense when the guy's like sees zombie just like bolts for him, and he's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go." Instead of just like, "Oh, I see a zombie, yeah, whatever, I'm gonna go grab my shit real quick." Okay, now it's
Stop
time
for
to
some
go.
groceries on
Yeah.
the way.
Oh look, he's halfway here now.
Ah, shit.
One.
Yeah, I would have to say for movies, I would say fast zombies. For video games, I would say mix. But for movies, fast zombies, because I don't like seeing human versus human, and fast zombies doesn't leave room for people to set up camp
And be
and
shitty.
kill other. Yeah, be shitty. I don't want to fucking see people against people. If I wanted to see that, I'd see like a war movie or an action movie. I don't want
Or
to see
the news.
or the news. But
Ooh.
if you want to get even deeper. But yeah, fast zombies doesn't leave room for people to set up camp and be a bunch of assholes. I mean, like in World War Z, it was
Yeah, no time.
they had no time except for like the main character was like, "Oh, let's go to Israel," because they set up a big fucking wall around their city, and because they knew that it was gonna happen.
They still
And-
fucked it up.
And they still fucked it up, which
Technically, it wasn't the Israelis that fucked it up. To be fair,
it was the people that came in.
it was the people that were offering sanctuary too.
Yeah, and then like the big fucking like what was it? It was like the microphone.
Yeah, they were like
Yeah.
blasting music.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's why I like fast zombies more, just because I don't like seeing people against people. Because I feel like if I wanted to see that, I'd see some other movie.
Okay.
So yeah, fast zombies.
Yeah. I'd have to go with a mix. I definitely think like slow zombies, they have their own tense moments, and I think with slow zombies, it's really about the horde. And when you can't get
Yeah.
away is when they're all grabbing you, like kind of like The Walking Dead. So that always has a place. But I do like the idea of like specialty zombies, like different breeds, and that's kind of something that like a lot of movies do, like Zombieland Double Tap did, and the Resident Evil series did. Like all these different zombies that kind of like branch off and they do different things. You know, they sneak, they run, like they start making plans and stuff, and that kind of like throws in like that nice little like wild card where you know you get comfortable and you're like, yeah, the zombies suck, but like we figured out how to deal with them, and then all of a sudden there's a zombie that digs through walls, and you're like, well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, so I definitely think like a different mix, like a mix of them, or just like some of them have their own abilities, but for the most part, like it's just your faceless horde. I think is a good balance. All right, next question. It's a biggie. What do you think is the most realistic depiction of a post-zombie apocalypse society?
Oh heck.
What do I think it is in like movie terms?
Yeah. I guess like which movie did you see and you're like, this is it. This is exactly how society is going to look like if we went through this.
I don't know. I could see, again, going back to either World War Z or I Am Legend, because I Am Legend, do they ever say if any of the outbreak actually got out of New York? I think it did, right?
Yeah.
I
yeah.
did. I went through that. The whole
And
war,
they had
yeah.
like little pockets of like civilizations
Mhm.
or whatever where they
Yeah.
had successfully made human colonies or whatever. I think that's pretty much how it ended up happening. Initially, everybody in the big cities, or I'm going to say 99.9% of the people in big cities are going to die, and the people who live get out somewhere away from all the rest of the population, and then eventually they either run out of their ability to provide for themselves, or they find someone else who has similar skills or comparable skills, I guess, kind of complement their own, build a little society, and then eventually have a little community or whatever.
For me, it's tough because I don't think any movies really nailed how I think like a realistic way of it would be. Because like realistically, I'd think like
We're all dead.
zombie, like it really seems like it'd just be like a very advanced form of like not even like dead versus like alive, but more like a severe like dementia type thing where like you lose all sense of being a human, like you can't remember, no memories, like you lose some of your cognitive function and stuff. But if we are picking like a movie or a franchise, like Walking Dead's pretty good, but Train to Busan like had very realistic zombies.
Yeah.
like they didn't go as in depth as some series do, where it talks about like how it shuts down parts of the brain or this and that. But like you see that they still have their human ability. Like they can still run. Some of them, like they're not all like super fast or super slow. Like they literally look like they would run the speed as if they were still human. They can still like break through things and slam, but you see that their brain is deteriorated, and they still like lose some of their senses. Like they can't think to open a fucking door, or like again, like in the dark, like they lose their sight. They're not human, but you can tell that they are just deteriorated humans.
Yeah.
And sometimes like when they're running, like they start stumbling, they still have those human quirks, but it's not so much as like, oh, I stumbled, my leg just fucking came off. Like because obviously if they're decaying that fast, then not really going to be much of a problem for long, because they are going to decay like so expedited. But so I'd say Train to Busan probably has the most realistic to me.
Okay. I could agree with that.
I think for me, it'd also be like I Am Legend, but also like how you said, like everyone in the big cities would be gone, but also how like in that movie, nature has like retaken over the city, where like in most a lot of zombie movies, like zombies don't really affect actual wildlife. For some reason, they only want humans. So if we're going off that, then obviously wildlife would retake over cities, because naturally, if we're not killing the wildlife, it's going to grow. So I think that aspect of it. You good?
Joking over there.
Yep.
Wait, what part was bad?
When you're like, obviously, if we're not killing the
Well,
wildlife,
okay,
then it's going to grow.
I mean, like,
Once you
You're right.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are absolutely correct.
You're right in like a biological standpoint, where if you cut like the dominant species, then yeah, a bunch of other species will grow.
yeah, and almost like also like how it shows like grass is impeding on like sidewalks and stuff like that. That's sort of where I was going.
Nature
Not
is
so much
recovering.
as like, oh, all of a sudden every single animal in the world is alive because humans aren't killing them now. That's all.
Nature,
Exactly what I meant.
nature is healing, and we are the virus. Yeah,
That's the true story here. Zombieism is making the world come back.
What if we've just been zombies this whole time? We just don't know it.
Sound like my mom, dude.
Is that your answer? The
All right.
real world?
All right, now,
That's my
Mike,
answer.
what's your answer here?
I would say 28 weeks later. Both movies, 28 days and 28 weeks in the post aftermath. Like I said before, because people would just get fucking tired. They're just like, just let me go home. And you go home, and the whole fucking virus starts up again because you didn't wait long enough. But yeah, that's what I would go for the most like realistic and because it's not really like a zombie virus in the same way that it's like a decaying virus. It's more like a rage virus, like rabies. I think it's mutated rabies in 28 days and 28 weeks, which makes it more realistic because rabies does cause violent actions, not in humans. In humans, it does something completely different, but in animals, it causes like anger and like being like rabid and stuff like
Aggression.
that. Yeah, which some people do develop, but it's not in the same sense as like getting up and like having to like bite another person. It's more of like you can't drink, you can't eat, nothing. You hawk everything up. You start foaming at the mouth,
Death.
and then inevitably death. But yeah, that's the one that I would say the most realistic is 28 weeks and 28 days.
You bastard.
Why is that the one that you're gonna pick?
I was only gonna choose 28 weeks later because,
Time to pick warm bodies, baby. No,
I'm not doing that. No, I just the idea of like them thinking they have it on a hand, like they have it handled, and then them going back in, and then one thing goes wrong, and all of a sudden their whole system fails. It's just kind of how I imagine, because I imagine us being like, yeah, we're on, like we've rallied, like it's good, like we've won, it's over, and then all of a sudden it just all goes wrong, and it's actually worse than it was the first time. And I think they really captured that well, and I think that's just how it would go. Also, people are shitty, so we see a lot of that in that movie too. So
I think what happened
That
in
is
28.
true.
I think what happened in 28 weeks is the zombies starved, because they weren't like normal zombies where they keep living even after like not having to eat food. I think they just starved. So they were just people with rabies.
and there were asymptomatic carriers that
Yeah.
got the infection going again. And
Asymptomatic.
it got out of It got out of England and went to the rest of the world.
It's those fucking asymptomatic people that are fucking it up for the rest of us.
So
Ain't that the truth?
yeah. All right. One final question before we wrap up. Real quick. Where would you guys go at the beginning of a zombie apocalypse?
Well, I can't tell you that because then there'll be too many people there.
Fuck. He's right.
Yeah, you chose a bad question, Tyler. Sorry. Not giving that
I
up.
can't tell you where the secret bunker I have is, okay?
So we're just redacting our answers. Is that what this is?
I'll give
It's
it.
already been redacted.
It's already been redacted.
You don't have that level of clearance.
Damn it.
I mean,
I don't know if you're like me and you were good at Dead Rising. The mall seems like a good place to go. but-
Honestly, I've always told myself Costco.
Actually,
Does Costco sell guns?
maybe.
I don't think they do.
Costco does not sell guns now, or no like
No.
weapons.
Yeah, I
nothing.
can't
It's
go
just
buy.
food.
I can't
Oh,
go
it's
buy
just
a
a bunch of
3-pack
food.
of
I mean,
shotguns. You know,
You could
Yeah.
go to the back of the.
But you
butcher
know, the
shop.
mall has Dick's Sporting Goods where you can.
that's a good
yeah,
point.
that's right.
The mall just seems harder to control.
No, yeah. I mean, I would definitely want to
Yeah,
go somewhere
way
out
too
in the
many
country where
entrances.
there's not going to be a lot of people at anyways.
Yeah, I would definitely
Like
go
your
out in the country.
hometown?
wow.
Wouldn't be that hard, dude.
Yeah, I
Got
would
500
say-
people.
So I think of all of us here, I probably actually have a house in the best place.
You think?
Well, I don't. I guess I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know for sure.
I do not.
Yeah. I definitely take.
But-
I've always lived in metropolitan areas, so I'd
Yeah.
be fucked.
I
At
take-
my houses.
My grandparents and father all live on like a big 100-acre piece of land out in the country where there's like, I mean, like there's more than there's probably like 100 people within any near area. So
Pretty similar to my parents' place.
yeah, I wouldn't pick it.
My
Just
parents' place is in the
because-
suburbs.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick it though because I would want more
From
of like
G-Town, so.
a farm area, but like with wide open, like where they live is like really forested, which I think would be much worse than like a city. Because in a city, like a human, like or a zombie would stand out more, I think, than in like a forest. But if I had an ideal place, it would be like open, huge open land where it's farmable,
Yeah.
so that you
So
can
Herschel's
maintain
Farm
yourself.
from Walking Dead season 2.
If we're talking ideal, I mean, living on like a giant luxury blimp. But I mean, you know, we're not talking like
That's true.
impossible.
Well,
boats,
how are you going to sustain that blimp for a long period of time?
He said
Fucking
ideal.
fire. The fuck?
What are you going to use
What about for fuel?
to burn?
Come on, guys.
Coal.
Okay,
You're going to carry a bunch of
You're gonna
coal up
carry
there?
that much coal.
It's just fucking Prospector Derek
I
up
mean,
in
the
the
people I
sky.
sucker into living with me, of course.
Oh man.
Like I've got a place. If you want to put in the work, like we could team up. But
wait, how are you?
It's not a blitz,
So
it's an
wait, how are you
airship.
going to get more coal? Coal doesn't grow in the air.
well, no, it's a blimp. It can land.
He's played Minecraft. He knows where it is.
But where? Are you going to go out to like West Virginia or something? Like
Everywhere.
Are you
What are
gonna
you talking
blare some John Denver and go out there and mine some
Country
coal?
I mean, I'm not mining shit. We all know I'm not a hard laborer like that. But
Oh my God.
from the
Derek-
places where they store coal,
Derek
they
is
have
dying
coal.
in the
There
first
are
10
miners out there
minutes.
getting it.
So where is this? Give me an example of a place you would go.
Let me tell you what, because I can guarantee you for the first 20 days, Google will still work. So
I think the
Maybe.
Google would go
Maybe.
down in like 2 days.
That's hard to say. The internet would
I
still
doubt it.
take a while.
Electricity
to go down.
would
Yeah.
not go down.
Look, unless you're giving him a good alternative, don't attack his ideas of where
Yeah.
he's going for an apocalypse.
So
I'm
I'm
just
just saying
asking
this has been the
questions.
best one so far.
I'm just asking about the
So-
sustainability of this. I want you to live more than 3 days in your blimp.
Aw.
Aw.
It's a blimp, dude. It's not a hot air balloon.
I mean, I guess I've kind of already shot the whole being realistic thing because he doesn't have a blimp. So
Actually,
That's-
realistically, you could also do the same with like a boat on the ocean. So
It's true.
I mean, that's what they try to do in
I guess
the
that's-
remake of,
Yeah.
of Dawn of the. No, it wasn't Dawn of the Dead. It was.
It was.
because even if they
Down
can
to
go in the water, they're
down
gonna
to
be
the-
down on the ocean floor.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna
They do
get
that a
me.
lot with the
very likely.
yachts and stuff.
Yeah.
The
I'll
only
give you
thing
that.
that
Cruise ship.
I guess the reason I picked the farm is because it provides
'Cause you're
like
from the
self-sustainability, where
Yeah.
you can like grow your own food, but like on a like I don't know.
Yeah, I get what you did it for.
Yeah, at some point you.
People
run
have
out
I
of-
guess
different
I'm
priorities.
thinking like the ultimate long term, but like if it's like, hey, you got to hold up for like a month, like fuck, a mall would be great because like it's literally gonna have enough food,
on everything.
enough like
Clothing, games.
Everything.
exactly,
Yep.
but like all
Need
that.
the games.
What the hell would I? what would I do, dude? I'd go to like a sporting goods store because I feel like that's the first place you would want to go. And then I'd try to like trade my dinky little fucking sedan for like a truck for a while. I'd find somebody that's like running and
Trade.
painting.
This is the
I'm
the
talking
end
about-
times.
no, I'm
You
talking about
fucking kill
stealing.
and take what you need.
I'm talking about
No, I'm
stealing.
kidding.
Yeah, I try to find.
And that's why you go to hell. There's no
what
one
I
in
what
here.
I mean by trading is what I mean by trading is I leave my car there. I wait for somebody with a truck to like come out and
You
kind of
just
panic.
leave
That's
them
not
your
trading
car.
at all.
You just leave them your car. You force a trade.
In
Coercion.
in GTA, it's trading. Anyways,
I'm gonna leave this
But yeah.
thing here for you, but I'm gonna take
sporting
what you got.
goods, and then I try to find an RV and then go out into the country. And
So would
just
you at
stay
least
there.
leave the keys with your car that you leave there for them?
Fuck
They
'em.
can do whatever they want with that car at that point.
He's like chunking the keys. He's just chunking them at the car.
Well,
They
yeah,
can
because if you just hand the
trade
keys to him, he's just gonna
these.
chase you down to take his truck back. Like you can't allow that.
But yeah,
All right.
You have to put a boot on your car and then give it to him.
I'd go out in the country in an RV and like try to find like as much stuff as I can in like some sporting goods store.
Cool.
Just because there's not that many people.
Awesome. Well, sound like we got a lot of good ideas about what this apocalypse is going to look like. Some of us are a little bit more forthcoming than others.
Whoa, what was yours?
What do you
Where
mean?
you
I
going?
said
Oh,
Costco.
did you?
Yeah, he said
Oh,
Costco.
yeah, the first one.
Oh,
My
yeah,
bad.
that's
My
right.
bad. Yeah.
Oh,
Gosh.
yeah.
It's almost like
You
you're
listen?
not paying attention.
Clearly not. Okay.
Okay.
That's fair.
So I
At
hope
least
you
you're
enjoyed
honest
those
about it.
questions. If you remember, we, or I don't know if I don't think I said it, but we got rid of the trivia section just because it felt like we was taking up too much time, and we're going to come up with some different plans to bring trivia because we still want to bring that to you guys, but we want to do it in a little bit better way than the way it was before. So just to finish up, remember, if you go to Apple Podcasts and give Nerd of All Trades a 5-star review, we'll read your review aloud. You can choose who you want to read it. If you haven't already, go and check us out on social media for postings related to episodes released every week and for audience input before we record our episodes. That's where we post, like, does anyone have any questions or anything like that? So we definitely want your engagement over there. We keep all of our handles in the show notes if you don't get it right now. Our Facebook is Nerd of All Trades Podcast. Our Twitter is @NOAT Podcast. Instagram is nerd.ofalltrades. And our YouTube is BurchverseCreate. So you may see the Zombie Entertainment Network on there at some point.
Yeah.
If you're just a really big
Just
fan,
the zombie
we-
network, though.
like, whatever, man. I'm reading here. If you love this podcast, you want to be involved in our community as we build this podcast to something great, check us out on Patreon. A lot of the people here at this table actually are patrons, so shout out to them. We have a lot of great tiers that fit everyone's needs and each come with great benefits. We got a special $15 tier that's mainly for Nerd of All Trades, where you get exclusive movie commentaries, Patreon exclusive episodes, and free merch opportunities. Once we hit 20 patrons, our goal is to launch new projects like merchandise and better equipment, so that way we can make our podcast bigger and better and give you a way to rep it. So remember, our Patreon is patreon.com/BurchverseCreate, BURCH, not like the tree. I hope you enjoyed this episode on zombie movies. Definitely had a lot going on there. Make sure to give us a follow on social media, and we'll see you next week for our episode on Spider-Man. So just be on the lookout for our posts about any questions you have for the crew. I'm your host, Tyler Birch, signing off.
This is J. Fred, the engineer, signing off.
This is Derek. Bye.
This is Tracy, the guest,
Jesus.
saying goodbye.
This is Juan the newbie. Goodbye.